for a used car with Carfax. Why Carfax? Because I was able to
Pause for the facts.
What kind of facts? Used car facts.
Facts.
Like which car has been in a reported accident, which ride has the best value,
Facts.
which car will have me feeling so confident that I'll just turn up the radio
Facts.
and roll down the windows
Facts.
and belt out show tunes, knowing full well that I cannot sing.
Facts.
Carfax is the answer. Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the Dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
Meanwhile at Xfinity.
Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered a super fast connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with 2 people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speeds vary. Not guaranteed.
Lights are out at Lenovo Center. Introductions getting set. Mississippi State and Baylor. And we mentioned the star player for the Bulldogs out of Starkville, Mississippi, Josh Hubbard. 19 or so points a game, 18 and change. He is a volume shooter. And if you haven't gotten a chance to hear about him, Chris Jans gives you the scout.
The thing that probably will stick out to people that haven't watched him is how he'll go from just randomly dribbling the ball to rising up and shooting the basketball over a 6'5" dude where the dude's like, where'd that come from? And even I've coached him for 2 years now, and he still does things where I'm like, wow. He's just very unique.
Extremely. Josh Hubbard, about 33 minutes a game as well. As for Baylor and Scott Drew, they've only had their full complement of players for 14% of the minutes this season in 33 games. Langston Love is back off an ankle injury. They didn't have him last year in the NCAA tournament. That's big for head coach Scott Drew.
For us, Langston Love did not play in our last game, but we expect him to play, and that's great whenever he's in the lineup because it's someone that's been a part of our program for 4 years, understands our offense, defense, what we want, and has a lot of experience. So it'll be great to have him back.
And with that, time for the keys to the game, sponsored by Realtors. Buying a home can be a lot, but with the ethical expertise of a realtor, you don't have to do it alone. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Okay, Sarah Kustok, we just heard from Scott Drew. Let's start with Baylor and their keys.
They need to take care of the glass. They can dominate the possession game with offensive rebounding. That's going to be a big aspect of how they play, as well as getting it in the paint, whether that's downhill penetration, whether that's using the size of their inside. It's going to be a big aspect of how they need to come out right out of the gates.
All right, how about the 8 seed for Chris Jans, Mississippi State's Bulldogs?
Baylor will look to play some zone, and it may shake up this Mississippi State team, despite the fact that Jans feels comfortable with his team playing it. But how effective they are against the zone, the switching defenses, will be a very important point to note, as well as can they create some turnovers, get some steals. It's a big part of how they've played this season, and that will allow them to run at the pace that they want to dictate.
So your point about the zone, they're 291st in the country coming into the tournament in three-point shooting. So we'll see if that percentage holds up or gets better as we check the starting lineups. Sponsored by Cintas. Workdays are better when you partner with Cintas. Keep your team protected, prepared, and looking great. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday for Baylor. Couple of freshmen in this starting lineup. Robert Wright III, who played with Cooper Flagg at Montverde just last year. VJ Edgecombe is the Big 12 Freshman of the Year. He's 6'5", out of the Bahamas, and then joined by a couple of seniors you may have heard of before, including Norchad Omir, who went to a Final Four with Miami. He is a rugged rebounder, averaging a double-double. Langston Love, who Scott Drew mentioned, and then Jalen Celestine, the transfer from Cal, in the starting lineup once again as well. So Celestine, Love, and Wright, Edgecombe, and Omir. Meantime, from Mississippi State, a change in their starting lineup. The senior from Hahnville, Louisiana, the transfer from BC, Claudel Harris Jr. starts. He has been sort of instant offense off the bench for them. He joins Josh Hubbard, a sophomore from down the road in Madison, Mississippi, from Starkville. And then R.J. Melendez, the transfer from Illinois by way of Georgia, a 6'7 senior. Cameron Matthews, great experience, a grad student in his 5th season at Mississippi State. And then Michael Nwoko is the center, a sophomore from Toronto at 6'10, a former roommate on the road of Norchad Omir at Miami. Sometimes the transfer portal brings reunions in the NCAA tournament. Isn't it quaint?
You were trying to get in on their group chat.
That's right. I asked Nwoko.
Said, no, sir.
He was like, I'm not going to tell you what we've been saying to each other, but we've been talking. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. We are just about ready to go. This is the best time of year, Sarah Kustak. The best time of year.
And an opportunity for these players to put together all the work they've done all season. And you mentioned the change in the starting lineup for Mississippi State. Harris has been playing really well. They're also going to need some of those complementary players to really add to what Josh Hubbard can do.
Time for the opening tip, sponsored by AutoZone. What makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination? Because they offer free battery testing and charging and reliable replacement batteries. And they've always got your battery solution. Get in the zone, AutoZone. It's won by Omir. Back into the left. Baylor comes left to right. Celestine hopping on the dribble on a handoff, top of the key through Love, who is back and healthy. Now Edgecombe, a high weave and an offensive foul on Edgecombe. A screen that was illegal, and Tim Burr for Claudel Harris Jr. 15 seconds in. A big first foul on Edgecombe.
In a big defensive possession there, you mentioned the weave, back and forth, side to side, trying to shift and rotate this defense. And the last thing you want to do is turn it over on possession, first one out of the game.
A guy that gives you 15 points, 5.5 rebounds in 32 minutes already with his first foul as Hubbard throws it to the left side. It's caught by Harris between the rings with a right-hand dribble. Tries a bounce feed, tucking it into the post. Nwoko backing in on Celestine, rising with the right, and he's fouled by Celestine. 2 free throws for Nwoko, who is a 60% foul shooter for Mississippi State. We're 33 seconds in.
Able to demand the ball on that left block and play with his back to the basket. For as much as we've talked about Mississippi State guard play, getting the ball inside remains a priority here early on.
First free throw on the way for Nwoko, and it is good. A sophomore from Toronto who's played internationally for the Canadian national team, the under-18 FIBA championships. He's got slime green shoes on the left end. He bends the knees. He fires the second foul shot and knocks it down. And it's 2-0 Mississippi State, a team that is not a great free throw shooting team, 263rd in the country, but there is good volume there early on. Here is Baylor, left to right. On the dribble, Robert Wright III. He veers to the left, drives the left lane line, kills the dribble, and bounces it out for Celestine high on the left. He's marked there by Matthews, doubling back through Wright, who probes the lane at the foul line, stepping inside. Righty scoop is down. Nifty move by Wright to tie the game at 2.
Backcourt for Baylor a little undersized, but they understand how to create those driving lanes.
Yeah, just kind of picked his way through as Baylor turned up a little heat in the backcourt, just some token pressure. Now Harris rides for 3 right of the circle, and that is down for Claudel Harris Jr. Chris Jan said it to us. If they can get stuff from kind of the secondary guards, that's huge.
He's got versatility as a shot maker. That was a deep one off the bounce.
Now a lob into the post, low on the left side. Tough catch. A reverse layup is good for Langston Love, who had a mismatch down there on the block to make it 5-4. Mississippi State, we're a minute and a half in. Between the circles, Hubbard jockeys the dribble and finds Matthews right of the circle. Got a screen on that side from Harris, trying to pick and pop, and his pass deflected over the sideline, out of bounds to Mississippi State. The official Jamel Spearman closest. Other officials, Ron Groover and Tommy Morrissey today for game 1.
Ball goes out of bounds because VJ Edgecombe comes with the double team. You're going to see some of that from Baylor, sending 2 players.
Off the trap there, there'll be a sideline inbound as they rotate it into the right corner. Matthews surveying the scene. He heaves it for Hubbard. 3 to shoot. He will. Chuck it up right wing. 28-footer and air ball. He's going to hear about it from the locals from Waco, and it's out of bounds to Baylor at 18:01 in the first half. 5-4 Bulldogs.
Again, though, Edgecombe and Celestine both doubling and forcing a very tough shot for Hubbard.
Baylor's got some guys who have played quite a bit of basketball. Jeremy Roach included, the former Duke captain on this roster. Pivot to the foul line. Here is Love. They'll turn it left side. Celestine, 3 in the air, rifled up, no good off the bracket. Rebound, tap to Baylor, right of the circle. A step inside from Love. Jumps a pass high on the left. 3 in the air, Edgecombe, no good front iron. Rebound is wrangled down deep by Harris for the Bulldogs in white. He'll whip it ahead to the right side, up the flank for Hubbard, tiptoeing into the front court. Throw it behind, right of the circle. Matthews, a touch to the high left for Harris. Trying to fan it into the left corner instead. A touch for Nwoko halfway through the shot clock. 5-4 Bulldogs. A long Euro step down the lane. He lays it up. No. And the rebound for Baylor. Left to right in a hurry. The Baylor Bears pull up 3 bluffed on the left side. Instead, the trailer 3 for Love. No dice. Rebound high in the air. And down goes a Baylor player on the right side, Edgecombe. It is 5-on-4 for the Bulldogs. That pass by Melendez is nearly kicked out of bounds. And it does come to Sarah Kustok, who had a chance at it, but decided to let the players play for now.
I need longer wingspan.
I think your wingspan's pretty good. The table is the issue. This is a very lengthy table.
Baylor's had some clean three-point looks that they have just missed. We talked earlier about their offensive rebound that's come into play, but some wide-open looks that just have not gone down here early.
They're 25th in the country in offensive rebound percentage, Baylor, as Hubbard wanders top of the key. Now revs the engine down the left side of the lane. He scoops it up and in for 2, just knifing through the green defense. 7-4 Mississippi State, 16:47 in the first.
Strong to the left side. He may be just about 5'11", but he has got an ability to elevate when he gets to the front of the rim.
It's kind of a Maurice Jones-Drew feel. The defense difficult to find him. Low on the right side, reverses up and good, and a foul. Norchad Omir, a burly move down deep, and Baylor within 1 at 16:33 in the first.
Special skill set, driving right, finishing on the left side. You think a lot about his ability to get in the paint, but there is also some great footwork at the end of his plays that allow him to get off those shots.
He's a big guy, 6'7", 240, kind of a wide, burly, strong guy. As the free throw is up and good, but he is very agile as well.
Light on his feet. And he reads a defense at the end of his dribbles well.
He's tied the game at 7, 16:30 to go first half. It'll be Matthews into the front court. He's marked very closely by a swatting Wright who's just attached to him, and down he goes. Wright called for a foul. He's just kind of standing over the cadaver as if to say, I didn't do anything, and he may not have, Sarah.
It felt like marginal contact. Wright picked up Matthews at half court and was trying to put some heavy pressure. May have tugged, though, at that left arm at the very end, which caused the foul.
You could also argue for a hook maybe against the offensive player there as Matthews dances it to the right block. Keyshawn Murphy into the ball game, and he's called for a travel before he pushes the shot up toward the rim. So Murphy, the redshirt junior out of Birmingham, 4th year Mississippi State Bulldog, great bench player, in for the first time at a turnover. Baylor gets it back. The Bears are 3 for 3 in the paint so far, which kind of tracks with the way you were talking about this game going. Bears basketball at the right end. Celestine on a handoff through Omir with the pink shoes, driving down the right alley, hands it off for Wright. He pokes into the lane, mid-lane, rises, fires, lifted out, got his own rebound to tap it to Omir, who whips it back up top for a 3. That's down for Love. Langston Love bags a 3, and the inbound pass deflected out of bounds at 15:51 to go. Half number 1, but a big 3 for Love. Welcome back to the Baylor Bears for Langston Love.
Shooting 42% on the season, and he is an important key here. 4 years spent at Baylor. Now is the time for him.
Big shot, 10-7, the Bears with the lead. 15:51 to go, half number 1. Time out of the court, sponsored by Rocket. Own the dream. Baylor 10, Mississippi State 7, 15:51 of the first. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
All power, zero compromise. Ego Cordless Outdoor Power Equipment features advanced lithium battery
What's up, insiders, basketball fans all over the world? Thank you so much for hanging out with us today during March Madness. Oh man, we're having so much fun. We've got streams going for every single game of the tournament. We're tracking our brackets. It's a lot of fun in the chat. Please chat it up. Hit that like button down below and share this link out. That's going to be the best way to bring more basketball fans here to the chat. And we're already seeing thousands of fans come into the first stream of 16 on Thursday. I'm going to let Joe take it home. We appreciate you being here.
This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So like, subscribe, and share, because every click impacts SickKids' mission to heal the future.
Right, it almost feels wrong. Get the car or SUV you want at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Right now, get 2.99% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Santa Fe, Tucson, or Elantra. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Meanwhile at Xfinity.
Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered a super fast connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah! Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speeds vary. Not guaranteed.
Check each team's tournament resume. Sponsored by Monster.com. Monster.com helps you slam dunk the job search and make your next career move. Monster.com provides great coaching and millions of job openings.
That's Thunder on Sirius 121, XM 213, and Internet 900. Hornets on Internet 883. 8 p.m. Minnesota Timberwolves face the New Orleans Pelicans. Timberwolves on
to job security for everybody in the athletic department. You win the Egg Bowl in basketball twice, everybody feels very good, and you come in at 21-12, 8-10 in the SEC. 10-7 Baylor with the lead over Mississippi State, and the inbound for Baylor off the deflection against the Bulldogs on the right end. It's a baseline inbound for Edgecombe, who pats the ball and flares it up into the right corner for Langston Love, who just buried a three. Bounce it for Edgecombe. He bullies his way down the left lane line. Wraparound pass to the corner. A touch for Love, who drops the ball. They send it into the deep left corner. That three off the front iron for Edgecombe, and the rebound is pinballed out of bounds by Baylor to Mississippi State, as O'Meara is saying to the near side official, Ron Groover, he pushed me.
There's a lot of physicality on the inside. That was a good around-the-world play as the ball was touching everyone for Baylor. Once again, a good creation of a three-point shot that just doesn't go down.
Yeah, four around there for Baylor, essentially, and O'Meara caught the inbound pass. So here is Mississippi State at the right hash mark. It is Hubbard stalking the perimeter. A toss with one hand to Riley Kugel, the Florida transfer, who will hand it off to the left side of the circle for Murphy, who wipes off his right hand after catching the ball on his jersey. Rip it left side, tough jumping catch Matthews. Refeed Kugel for three right wing. It's good. Oh, that was a nasty catch by Matthews, and he just sent it right back to Kugel, who tied the game.
And that's where sometimes when you're catching those passes, it's almost like a rebounder kicking it back out to you. They're easier looks for you from three.
Kugel's 38th three of the year for Mississippi State. If they can shoot it even reasonably today, that'll be great news for the Bulldogs. Jaden Nunn into the ball game, the senior guard, finding O'Meara, who switches back left, mid lane, a muscular shot with the left hand, no good, and the rebound two-handed by Matthews from Mississippi State, running through green traffic, kick left wing, Jones for three, rebound tap toward the end line, saved by Mississippi State, off for Jones, three top of the key, Hubbard, one-legged, no good, rebound ricochets off the green shoe of Jones to Mississippi State again. Now Hubbard piercing the lane, leaning in and scoring with the right hand, just sort of flying through the air like a superhero for a 12-10 lead.
He can shoot from anywhere, so his little hesitation that he gave when he got into the paint allowed him just enough room to then go hard to the hoop.
And he was just called for his first personal foul. Didn't it look like if you could attach a cape to him, he would have been the front of a poster?
He's explosive, and he understands how to create really big movements in getting that type of space.
14:07 to go first half. Later on, we'll select the play of the day, sponsored by Old Spice. Stinkin' places beyond your pits. Old Spice has you covered with total body deodorant. 24/7 freshness from pits to toes with daily use. Pass touched out of bounds. Over the sideline. Say nothing, Sarah. I'm going to do that a couple times during the day.
You know, at the hotel, I told you I forgot my deal.
You were short.
They gave me Old Spice.
Did they really?
Last night, yeah. No, I'm not just trying to pump up our sponsor.
That's
really
amazing.
Did. So I'm wearing it today.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Look at you, getting an NIL deal. Very early in game number 1. 12-10, Mississippi State with the lead. Baylor and Mississippi State will huddle here. A short discussion, maybe some blood on a jersey. Mississippi State trainer was off the bench, so now Baylor will inbound it in the green and gold on Waco, Texas. Their 17th NCAA tournament. As Baylor team lost in the second round each of the last 3 years as a favored seed, now sort of the hunter in this game and this regional. O'Meara nearly fell to the ground. He kind of kicked up some dirt, and he goes cross lane with a beautiful find down low on the left side for 2. O'Meara with a beautiful pass to get it to Celestine. We're tied at 12.
O'Meara has a lot of gravity because of the way he can score, draws in the defense to find his teammate.
12-12, 13:35 to go, half number 1. Hubbard bouncing on the dribble, hopping down the lane, zip it left corner. Jones rifles a 3, around it out of the rebound for Baylor for a moment, and then ripped out of the sky. It'll be a tie-up, and it's Mississippi State basketball. How about Nwoko, just human crowbar over the top.
A strong take as he rips that rebound to force the jump ball, and Baylor goes to the zone, goes to the 2-3 zone. A good shot created by Mississippi State doesn't go down. Their opportunity to get second chance looks is going to be key.
They are 2 for 6 so far from 3. The Bulldogs from Starkville as the inbound is parachuted to Nwoko. He'll stuff it in the belly of Hubbard high on the left side, 25 feet away. He fires a 3 out of nowhere, as his coach said, and it's a bullseye for Hubbard. He's got 7 early. Just, again, out of the clear blue, he's ready to shoot.
Off the dribble is where he's so good because he's so unpredictable.
15-12 Mississippi State, 13:05 to go. Half number 1 in an 8-9 game to start our day. Baylor basketball, top of the key. O'Meara sweeping through, elbows out, driving the lane line. Kick right corner, Edgecombe with a foot fake. He'll play it back out top. Here's a drive from Roach down the right lane line. Shot off the window. Does dance down for 2. Jeremy Roach in his 12th NCAA tournament game cuts the lead to 1. Here's Hubbard on a drive, puncturing the lane, lost the ball. Save on the end line, beautifully done by Roach to tumble it back inbounds at the far corner. Baylor basketball. Top of the key, Nunn zips it into the corner on a high skip pass. O'Meara for Edgecombe. Zings it back down. O'Meara turning, firing right hand. No, sir. Rebound, tried to save on the end line, and Baylor was out of bounds. That was Celestine trying to tightrope at 12:18 in the first half. 15-14 Mississippi State.
The Bears are relentless in attacking the offensive glass, though. You see it from every position on the floor, especially as they fly in from the perimeter.
They've got a couple already offensive rebounds. Baylor 6 for 13 to start Mississippi State. Very efficient at 5 for 10. They do have 3 turnovers. A very slow walk into the front court. Riley Kugel with his white headband switching back to the right. Now navigating back left to the foul line. He'll hand it off for Harris, who stuffs it into the belly of Keyshawn Murphy. Turn it right. It's a 3. Melendez. Front iron out. Offensive rebound Murphy. He skidded over the end line, though. And we have a push against Baylor downstairs. There's a reason he skidded. It was a foul against Baylor. So we'll step aside. 15-14, Mississippi State the lead. Timeout on the court. 11:57 to go. First half the score. Mississippi State 15, Baylor 14. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC. Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
I'm at a smoothie bar asking people if they'd switch smoothies with me for $574.
Oh, I'll switch.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
That's a headache.
Nope, it's painless.
Oh, so it's easy money.
Yep, check Allstate first and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Here at our Grainger courtside seats in Raleigh, gain a winning edge for your business with Grainger. Get fast delivery of industrial-grade supplies to help keep your operations going when you call 1-800-GRAINGER or click Grainger.com. As expected, a tight race to the finish in game number one. It's Mississippi State 15. Baylor 14, 11:57 to go, half number one, with Sarah Kustok, Jason Benetti, our entire crew. Mississippi State's taken 11 shots so far. 8 have been from three-point range. Baylor, 5 made field goals of their 6 from inside. Who do you like that more for?
Well, thus far, Mississippi State has knocked down 3 of those 8 three-point attempts, but where they are most effective is in the paint. So I like the fact that for Baylor, they have got to feel good that they're forcing Mississippi State to step out of their wheelhouse of the shots that they want on the inside by taking outside shots.
Baylor from 3 so far has been as cold as the character on The Office that one of their famous alums played. Angela Kinsey, who played Angela on The Office, went to Baylor. They're just 1 for 5 from 3. That's basically her personality on the show, as Melendez is fouled on the way up inside left. And 2 free throws for Melendez, a 6'7" senior from Puerto Rico, who came to Mississippi State in part because when he was at Georgia last year, he scored a grand total of 3 points in a game. He got locked down so much by Chris Jans' defense, he said, I want to play in a system that frustrates other people that much.
He's certainly been much better here, and you look at how he's been playing throughout the course of the last recent weeks, and especially the SEC tournament. He's an important factor. Chris Jans talked to us, and he said the guys that I'm really looking at, whether it is a Harris or a Kugel or a Melendez, what can they do to help complement the play of Hubbard, Matthews, and Murphy?
A big 3 early from Claudell Harris Jr. First free throw, no good. Second foul shot coming. Robinhood Gold gets you a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions. The new gold standard is here. Sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Second foul shot is true for Melendez. We are in a 16-14 lead for Mississippi State. 11:50 to go. And down to the deck go a couple of Baylor Bears. They try to wrestle it free, and Mississippi State does pry it loose, ending up with Claudell Harris Jr. There were 4 bodies on the floor, and he'll hit it ahead for Delquan Warren, the freshman out of Erie, Pennsylvania.
Picked up in full court press to force that turnover.
Here's Kugel, high on the left side, scouting the perimeter. A jab step toward the lane. He tries to backpedal and throw an entry pass. That's intercepted by Celestine for the 4th turnover for Mississippi State. Baylor left to right. Robert Wright Jr. wanders around a screen from O'Meara, and he's fouled on the way through. It's a foul on the floor. He was trying for the continuation, and he will not get it. So the foul against Mississippi State. It's on Warren, his first. 16-14 Mississippi State over Baylor. 11:16 to go first half as Hubbard comes back into the ball game, and also Sean Jones Jr., the junior from Houston, to check back in. It's a much deeper Bulldogs team than Baylor. They are, again, pretty substantially injured this year, including Josh Ojanwuna, who's a big part of their rotation who went down in February. Here's Edgecombe dancing on the dribble. Step back, rifle for three, top of the key, no good, back iron. Rebound tipped in the air, and yanked down by Baylor again. Offensive rebound, a second chance. O'Meara is fouled on the way through. The shot for Wright went wanting, but then O'Meara cleaned it up. No surprise with how just absolutely brutal he is to deal with on the boards, and he's going to the foul line.
You mentioned this earlier, 6'7", 230 pounds, but he understands how to get inside position. That's what he did off of that play, turning the offensive rebound into defensive position.
Foul was on Jones, and the free throw is good for O'Meara. Spruce is a new weed and grass killer with 9 simple yet effective ingredients that are safe for use around people, pets, and bees when used as directed. Spruce works differently by dehydrating the weed down to the roots. Second foul shot is good. We're tied again. Norchad O'Meara has 4 on his way to his 90th career double-double. And Mississippi State facing the Baylor Heat in the backcourt. They'll back off a little bit, although Wright picks up the mirroring defense of Hubbard, who spins into the front court, now stares at him 10 seconds into this offensive possession. Play it left for Harris at the wing at the arc. The long arm of Edgecombe defending him. He sweeps through, lost him, fires a three, and it's off the side of the iron, over the backboard and out of bounds. It was a filthy move, a jagged cut to get away from Edgecombe, who ended up in Durham. But a missed three.
Harris crossover to his left, covered about 2 feet of space, and then how he was able to create the look is just about getting it to go down. That's what it comes down to for Mississippi State.
Just a 34% three-point shooter. Now Baylor basketball. Wright catch and drive, piercing the lane, floater no good, and a rebound foul over the top. Looked like Keyshawn Murphy for Mississippi State over the top with that foul. As Mississippi State just commits its 5th foul. That's 2 on Murphy. That's a big second foul on Keyshawn Murphy. A great cutter in the post for them, and he'll have to sit for a while. 10:29 to go first half. We're tied at 16. Baylor, Mississippi State. Inbound pass, Wright surveying, floats it up. O'Meara, jumping catch mid lane. He puts the shoulder down, spins to the right hand, and scores. That was just beautiful and rugged at the same time. Baylor by 2.
Good touch with the right hand. A little bit of a hook shot there for O'Meara, showing off his skill set. He's got a lot in his bag.
Seen a lot of college basketball. As Matthews stalks the perimeter, tries to back in, might have gotten away with a hook. He'll drop it off low on the right. Nwoko rises, can't score it, falls wanting off the rim. Right of the circle, 3 on the reload is cash for Hubbard. He's just standing there lying in wait to pull the trigger again, and the Bulldogs lead by 1, 19-18 under 10 of the first.
Maybe his easiest shot of the game. The tip out goes right to him, and he's wide open.
10 for Hubbard, who's ready to shoot when he's brushing his teeth. Baylor basketball at the right end, leaning over on the dribble right, drops it off for Nunn at the hash mark right. Screen from O'Meara. Here's a drive and a kick left corner, knocked out of bounds by Hubbard. It was a drive for Jaden Nunn, and it will be Baylor basketball 8 to shoot. Mississippi State has hit 4 threes. Hubbard has a pair of them after a tough game against Michigan State in the first round last year, but he scored more than 4,300 points in high school. Stayed home as Baylor will inbound it. They'll parachute it back to Langston Love on that ankle that's gotten fully healthy. 4 to shoot, left of the circle. He uses the dribble to get down the lane. Floated up with the right, hit the rim, no good. Rebound ricochets to the end line, and it will stay with the Baylor Bears on a foul against Mississippi State. That's number 6.
They just can't keep Baylor Bears off the glass, and especially looking at Norchad O'Meara, every single time he is so deep inside the paint and underneath the basket that he's creating opportunities for his team.
They'll go to the free throw line. First one is good. The Jeep Celebration event is your chance to start a brand new adventure. Hurry in for an exceptional offer on Jeep's Go Anywhere, Do Anything SUVs, and let the ride of a lifetime begin. Norchad O'Meara's first year at Baylor, 2 at Miami, 2 at Arkansas State. As he bends the knees, flares it up, and good. O'Meara 2 for 2, that trip to the foul line, and the teeter-totter in Raleigh continues. 20-19, Baylor the lead, 9:19 to go. Half number 1. Nobody's led by more than 3 so far in the game. The sparkly kicks of Hubbard to the left wing. Toss it deep into the left corner. He'll get it on a return pass, a jab step. He guns a three. It's blocked away by O'Meara. Just pancaked it away. Hit ahead Celestine stepping through the lane. His shot is altered. He ends up on his backside. And here comes Mississippi State. Left side three in the air. Hubbard. That's no good. Front iron. Offensive glass. And the rebound off the leg of Jones out of bounds. Off the Bulldogs. Inside right. Boy, Hubbard had 2 shots at it. Baylor was looking down the barrel. But O'Meara just numbed the first shot.
Well, I'm surprised that Hubbard tried to get that shot off because O'Meara was right up in his face. Good transition defense by Mississippi State, despite the fact they couldn't capitalize with that second look from Hubbard.
And with that, Baylor maintains the lead into the front court right. 20-19 your score. Here's a catch for Wright. He hunts once again Jaden Nunn at the March Madness logo where people are willing to shoot this month. Right side corner three is cash. Ice in the veins of Robert Wright III. His 31st three of the year. He hasn't been shooting it well coming into the tournament, but that's big for them. Now Hubbard flares it up with the right hand and scores. Left side of the lane for 2. 23-21, Baylor, 8:15 in the first.
Turned on the burners, and a one-legged floater. He can get his shot off in so many ways because of how he controls his body.
I mean, he knows every angle, every move. He's got 12 already for Mississippi State. Wright shimmies toward the right wing, finds Nunn between the circles. From the summit, lob it deep. O'Meara turns and fires, missed it too strong. Boy, it's almost like clockwork for him. He's so used to that shot, he just missed it too heavy in the rebound for Mississippi State. Matthews turns on the afterburners. Cross-lane feed Melendez. His shot is ricocheted away by Nunn, and a foul called on the rebounding action against Melendez. Baylor's defense snuffing out torches from long distance early on here in Raleigh. Timeout on the court. The score, Baylor 23, Mississippi State 21. 7:41 to go first half. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
You know what I love about spring? It's a season of change, and that means it's time for a closet refresh. Enter Kohl's. With the extra 15% off they have going on, I saved on the latest styles for my entire family, like a cute dress for myself, linen shorts for my husband, and spring jackets for my kids. Just add sunshine and we're set. All thanks to Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. 15% offer ends March 23rd. See store or kohls.com for details.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, fellow Gen Xers, it's Elizabeth Banks. Big news! The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the charge. After all, we gave the world the internet. We're trailblazers. Let's lead the way again because we are at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Head to VaxAssist.com and schedule today. That's VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Monster.com helps you slam dunk the job search and make your next career move. With great coaching and millions of job openings, Monster.com empowers you to score your next position and win the job hunt. Get off the bench and go to Monster.com today.
Your life, your goals, your legacy. With a dedicated Fidelity advisor, it's all part of a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Visit Fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE, SIPC.
It's time for the Kohl's Fact of the Game. Baylor has been to 6 straight NCAA tournaments. From 1951 to 2007, they went to 1.
Wow.
1.
That's a fact if I've ever heard one.
And if you get a wow, that's the fact of the game. Sponsored by Kohl's. Make this spring a stylish one with on-trend looks for every occasion. When you shop at Kohl's and Kohls.com, where families come first. Thank you for the wow it really certifies what I've just done with
It
that
was my
card.
natural reaction.
Thank you. That's great. But Scott Drew has done a marvelous job with this program. Year number 22. He's 20-11 in the NCAA tournament. They made that run in Indianapolis in 2021, and his team leads 23-21, 7:41 to go, half number one. What do you like most so far from Baylor?
The effort that they've put on the glass, and they've not necessarily shot the ball extremely well, either from three or from the inside, but they're continuing to give themselves extra opportunities, and it's that type of energy that's going to continue to help them throughout the course of this one.
Against a Mississippi State team that is not the most physical group, they are 212th in the country in free throw attempts compared to field goal attempts. They don't get to the line a whole lot, which is kind of a signal of how physical you are. It's not everything, but it's a piece of it. As Celestine, the transfer from Cal, who had a knee injury a couple of years ago, goes to the foul line for Baylor to try to extend the lead. He's staring in the maroon band from Starkville, and the free throw is up and good. It hits all net. Celestine makes it 24-21 Baylor, and he earns a second free throw. He's refed the ball on one bounce. He spins it in his hands. And the shot is up and short off the front iron. The rebound yanked down two-handed by Cameron Matthews. Still scoreless for Mississippi State. Now Hubbard veering to the right. A sharp dribble to the right side. He goes between the legs and zips it into the corner for Kugel. Shove it back out for Hubbard. Tunneling down the lane. Tries a bounce pass. Intercepted. He telegraphed it. Baylor left to right. Jaden Nunn picks it off. Off the right sideline, Nunn starts his move. He's met by a hedging Matthews. Drives the left lane line, gets jostled and fouled, and he's going to the free throw line. The fouls are mounting here for Mississippi State. And overall, they've got the 2 on Murphy already. That's on Hubbard. That's his second personal, and that's big news at 7:16 in the first.
Part of it is the initial defenders getting beat off the perimeter, and it's forcing help. It's forcing rotations. In Mississippi State, because of that, has been a step late, and when you're out of position, that's when more often than not you put the player on the line.
You start using your hands, right? Start using your body as the free throw is up off the back iron, and the rebound is pulled down by Matthews. Spider-Man high in the air. Now here comes Hubbard. Dancing on the dribble. Two-handed pass for Kugel. He swoops in from the left lane boundary. Kills the dribble as he's walled off by Edgecombe. Bounce pass high on the left side for Matthews. Spin it right for Hubbard. He's defended by O'Meara. Good matchup here. Tries a step back. Got him to fly by. Floats it up with the right hand and scores. Hubbard learned his lesson. There goes O'Meara soaring through the air. That's better for the little guy.
We've seen O'Meara. You mentioned his finesse and foot speed on Hubbard a lot to use his size, and Hubbard's figured out how to continue to move him.
We welcome those of you just joining us across our network. The three for Norchad O'Meara is no good. Another offensive rebound for Baylor. Celestine shot blocked away by a flying Kugel. Kick out left wing. Three in the air for Nunn is down. 27-23. Baylor the lead. 6:24 first half. Thanks for joining us. You've got a good one so far. The Bears and Bulldogs in an 8-9 game in Raleigh. Top of the key, Melendez shimmies to lose the ball. He'll find Matthews as he regathers. Matthews, the tall drink of water, the senior driving into O'Meara, who's called for his first personal foul, number 6 against Baylor. It's 6:06 in half number 1. Largest lead of the game right now at 4 for Baylor and Mississippi State, who've played last-second games previously, including the 2018 NIT, a buzzer-beating 3. Got Mississippi State a victory as we have an officials timeout here in Raleigh. Timeout Baylor, the first one of the half. And so with the timeout on the court, the score, Baylor 27, Mississippi State 23, 6:06 to go, half number 1. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Without maintenance teams behind the scenes, everything stops. Even the game. Lights, broadcast equipment, cooling, you ensure the assets that matter most work. MaintainX was built for professionals like you. A modern maintenance app that helps manage work orders, schedule maintenance, and track inventory. So keep the madness on the court, not in your operations. Try MaintainX free at maintainx.com/MVP. That's maintain in the letter X.com/MVP.
And that is why many of the greatest feats of fandom require you to be on your feet.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Are you checking your bracket during the commercial break like the rest of us? Thanks for chatting it up and enjoying this March Madness live hangout with us. So why...
Hey, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. Please take a second, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single college basketball game of March Madness. Every single game. Speaking of which, I've got to start that next stream right now. We'll see you back in the chat. Good luck to your team.
Answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, your home for the national championships.
This is Mike Tirico. Join us for exclusive coverage of the Masters this April on Channel 92 in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
Jason Benetti and Sarah Kustok here at our Grainger broadcast position in Raleigh. For the ones who get it done, there's Grainger offering professional-grade products for all industries, fast delivery, and free technical support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Baylor 27, Mississippi State 23, 6:06 to go. Half number one at Lenovo Center in Raleigh. And for Mississippi State, Josh Hubbard has taken 10 of their 19 field goals. In the loss to Michigan State last year in the NCAA tournament, he took exactly 1/3 of the shots. So it's not a mystery where the offense is coming from, but it's sometimes at the expense of the interior players for this team.
And that's where you want the ball to get to. And part of that has been Hubbard attacking on the inside, but you've got to continue to shift with Baylor D.
Here's Melendez attacking. He'll drive and score right baseline for two, low on the right. Just as you say that, they get inside and make it 27-25 Baylor.
And no surprise, that's coming out of a timeout with a set out of bounds play by Chris Jans. Great call.
So Baylor, the lead shrunk to 2. And here is Jeremy Roach. Surveying the perimeter, spinning it high on the left side, none. A drive, poking toward the lane line. Kicked it out, here's a drive for Roach. Step back 2, foot on the line, here's smooth. Oh my, Jeremy Roach with all that Duke experience, trying to maybe play his former team in the second round. Baylor by 4. Claudell Harris zips it left side. Melendez at the arc, high on the left side. Drop it off for Kugel at the summit. Fires a 3. A rainbow hits the back iron. And the rebound hauled in one-handed by Roach, who squeezes it and trots up the left sideline. Now he turns on the turbojets, flares it left corner. That 3 in the air, too short for Love. And the rebound two-handed by Melendez and White for Mississippi State at 5 flat to go. First half, Bulldogs trailing by 4. 3 step inside for Melendez is good. He stepped into it, he snapped it off, and he buried it, and everybody went under, 29-28.
Well, he got to the basket, saw it go through, and now that clean three-point looks has the basket seeming a lot more open for him.
Just a 28% three-point shooter this year, but he's been better than that in his career, and now Baylor possessing on a lob, floated into the post for none. It's intercepted, taken away. Hubbard in a full sprint down the sideline, leaning into the dribble, drive and kick. A soaring Kugel went for the sledgehammer and got it. That was a mid-air one-timer in the home of the Hurricanes, and the Bulldogs lead by 1, 30-29. Both guys were soaring through the sky.
Because Kugel comes from the left side, weak side baseline. The Bears defense doesn't even see him because all eyes were on Hubbard.
Like two shooting stars crisscrossing. Now a near takeaway on a back tap from Edgecombe. Spin it left of the circle. 3 in the air for none. Playing springily off the back iron of the rebound. Mississippi State coming right to left. 30-29. The Bulldogs with the lead. Harris on the hunt, a standing dribble, finds Hubbard, who bluffs the three from the bracket of the logo. Toss it right side. Kugel, who's feeling spry right now, jockeying the dribble outside right. In front of the bench, he'll lob it into the post, and a foul called against Jaden Nunn of Baylor. His first, and a 1-and-1 coming for a suddenly energetic Bulldogs side as we hit the timeout. So with a timeout on the court, the score, Mississippi State 30, Baylor 29. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I need new rotors.
When you buy 2 Duralast rotors during our spring sale, you get Duralast brake pads free.
Free?
With the rotors.
Well, that's great. What if I need extra stopping power?
You can upgrade to Duralast Gold pads for just $10.
So Duralast pads are free?
Yep.
And an upgrade is just $10?
That's right. Part of the spring sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Spring forward with real unlimited data from Straight Talk this tax season and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. So you can stream games during Mad March hours, check the weather for April showers, and watch gardening videos about May flowers. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 4/15/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires purchase of single line gold unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
The Jeep Celebration event is your chance to start a brand new adventure with great deals on our legendary Go Anywhere, Do Anything SUVs, like the Grand Cherokee 4xe, our most capable Grand Cherokee ever, the Jeep Wrangler 4xe, our most capable Wrangler ever, or the Jeep Compass, our most affordable SUV. Hurry in for an exceptional offer during the Jeep Celebration event and let the adventure of a lifetime begin. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Robinhood Gold gets you a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions. The new gold standard is here. Sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. And so fittingly, the Baylor cheerleaders are on the floor, and they have gold and green pom-poms right now. That's in honor of Robinhood. 3:39 to go first half. Mississippi State 30, Baylor 29. What do you like from the Bulldogs in this quick 5-0 run, Sarah?
They've started to get things going, and a lot more of it has been balance and ball sharing. And that's come down to Josh Hubbard. He's been shot heavy early on, which you like to see that volume. Last 4 trips up the floor, it's the first time that he has not been the one taking a shot, but he's facilitated. And what's allowed them to get those runouts has been stops. And so it's more and more as they're cleaning up those possessions and being able to get the defensive rebound, push up the floor. It's been beneficial for them.
They're top 55 in average possession length in college basketball as well. So getting kind of dragged into a half-court game is not really their bag today. You wouldn't imagine, as Matthews goes to the foul line.
Especially with swishing defenses of Baylor. Baylor hasn't played a ton of zone yet this first half, but you would anticipate that they're going to show more of it in the second.
Free throw off the back iron, climbing off the top of the backboard, and finally Plinko's down to Baylor, coming left to right. So Matthews the miss, and Baylor in the forest green jerseys walking into the front court with a right, who throws it right corner. Edgecombe, a skip pass, sails over the top of the defense into a three. That's around and out somehow for Roach. And the rebound, Mississippi State in a hurry, rocketing into the front court, trying to drop it off mid lane, taken away from Harris. Baylor on the flip trip. Right looks to the right, now dances down the lane, scoops it up, and good. That was 2 hesitations in one, and a 31-30 Baylor lead.
Wright was looking where he could pass it, was trying to find teammates filling the lanes, and realized he was already right at the front of the basket.
That was a double hezi, and a lob is gummed up, and a foul on Baylor. Nwoko was jostled and fouled, and he will go to the free throw line. Foul number 2 on Jeremy Roach. And so Nwoko to the free throw line. What a nice young man. We spent some time talking to him yesterday about his time with Norchad Omier at Miami, and they went to France together as a group. The Hurricanes did. They were roommates. They know everything about each other, Nwoko and Omier.
That could be good and could be bad.
It's true. And just wait for the end of this weekend.
See how we feel on Sunday night.
It's 6 games.
I thought I was excited to work with you, JP, but...
Free throw crawls off the rim for Nwoko. He won't get another one, and they hit ahead very quickly into the hands of Robert Wright, who plays it behind him. Edgecombe speeding down the lane, puts it up with the right hand. He is fouled. VJ Edgecombe, the Big 12 Freshman of the Year, came into this game hot. He had 11 points in the last Big 12 game. He's a great scorer, and he hasn't had the ball a whole lot today.
Hasn't had a lot of touches. Part of that, give credit to Mississippi State for trying to keep the ball out of his hands. Also, all 3 of his shot attempts have been from the 3-point line, and more of his strength is his ability to get downhill. That's what you want to see from him. Did it on that play and got himself to the line.
He steps off the line for the moment, regathers himself, and walks to the free throw line. He's from Bimini in the Bahamas, which is well known as one of Ernest Hemingway's favorite stops back in the day when he was writing all those classics you didn't read in English class in high school. Not you, the audience.
Oh, it felt very direct.
No.
It felt personal.
No, Sandberg High School does a great job making sure people go to class. Free throw is good for Edgecombe, and Baylor leads 32-30.
I may have been a little tardy for class, but I always attempted.
Second foul shot is good. Edgecombe's first 2 from the foul line. Baylor has come back to take the lead. That's 4 in a row for the Bears. And the inbound goes to Kugel at his own foul line. He is defended closely by Jeremy Roach, watching his every step. Roach tried for the back tap. Kugel turns his back into the front court. Now Roach backs off about 3 steps away from him. Through Harris on a drive down the lane, kick it right corner. Melendez, extra touch. Kugel step aside. He finds Jones left wing, triple around and out, and the rebound. Omier just wrestled it away like it was Andre the Giant from Nwoko, his friend. Baylor basketball tunneling down the lane. Here's a floater from Wright, that's no good. Rebound for Mississippi State. Hit ahead for Jones. Down the lane. Lefty scoop is there. Mississippi State back on the board. 33-32. 2:04 to go. Half number 1.
For the Bulldogs, they get a stop, a rebound, and it can allow them to push. That is where they're at their best.
Yeah, that transition game can be evil sometimes. Here's a fine Edgecombe. Mid-lane. Celestine turns it left. He gets it to Roach, who nearly stumbles, keeps the dribble, and now wanders back to the three-point line. Thought about a 3. He'll drive. He's in the forest. He lost the ball, taken away by Kugel. Head down, ramming into the front court. Touch ahead, right wing for Jones. Back to Kugel, who grips at the waist and now taps the brakes. 1:31 to go. Half number 1. Mississippi State trailing by 1. Kugel at 6'5". A tall guard at the perimeter. Bounces it Melendez. He'll try to shove it into the post. Tough catch for Jones. Redirected, taken by Baylor. Push it ahead. Edgecombe sprinting down the lane line into Melendez. He puts it up and in. It crawled down for him. Great vertical defense by Melendez, but he got beat anyway, and Baylor leads by 3, 35-32. 1:11 to go in the first, and a timeout, Mississippi State.
Both teams on the push. They're finding transition buckets.
They absolutely are, and a timeout on the court. The score, Baylor 35, Mississippi State 32, 1:11, half number 1. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these...
Hey Insiders, thanks so much for hanging out with us today and listening to the broadcast of this NCAA First Four March Madness matchup in our SickKids Bracket Mania campaign. All right, we are live. Check out that link that's pinned in the chat and see our amazing goal. We are on the road to passing 100,000 subscribers / insiders here on the channel. Are you an insider yet? Have you hit that subscribe button? I bet you have now. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for checking out our Bracket Mania campaign. A lot more coming up soon, especially hopefully with some help from Mr. Joe Bowen, the Hall of Fame announcer of the Toronto Maple Leafs, getting ready for that playoff run. We'll see you back in the chat.
high dribble off to Kugel, looking for the left side baseline, and he lost it out of bounds off his left hand. He met the wall. Celestine was over there. Nunn was over there, and a turnover.
Out of the timeout, Baylor going to a zone. And even when they're in the 2-3 zone, they will match up. So sometimes it takes a variation of almost looking 1-3-1, but they do a good job keeping the ball on the outside to force the turnover.
About a fifth of the time they play zone for the year, but maybe more in this game. We'll see in the second half. O'Meara screen and roll, catches mid-lane, power dribble, wrestles through, rises, hit the front iron on a line drive shot, and the rebound is kicked out of bounds. The officials look at each other. Ron Groover wants a call from Tommy Morrissey, and they're just going to say tie-up. Nobody saw it. When the three officials, two of them are looking at each other with their palms in the air like Jim Boeheim, the third guy has no choice but to say, you know what, that's a tie-up. So it's going to be Baylor basketball. Key it in from under the basket. Wright scanning, and he feeds it right into the belly of Celestine, who drops it back off for Wright, who skates back out with his fiery red shoes against Kugel, marking him. 10 to shoot, 30 seconds in the half. Drive to the right elbow. He switches back left, tries to chuck it up and scores. Little double clutch. Low trajectory shot for two, and the largest lead for Baylor, 37-32, 15 seconds first half.
Tough make by Wright. Kugel was all over him.
Beautiful defense, but the Baylor fans getting loud here. 10 seconds to go. Half number one. Harris steps into a three left of the circle. That's around and out. Rebound, O'Meara had it pried off his hands. It goes out of bounds, and it will be Baylor basketball. 2.7 to go. There's time here in the first half for Baylor to get a shot off. Mississippi State's going to back off for now, and at this moment, Jones decides, no, I better go pick up Edgecombe, who catches the ball at the foul line. He runs to midcourt. He fires at the horn and just hit the right side of the iron. That looked good right off his hand, but the Baylor Bears will carry in a half that saw 7 lead changes, the largest lead of the game at 5, 37-32 at the end of the first half. This has been a white-knuckle deal the whole time.
And the tempo picked up, though, towards the end of that half. Curious to see how that transpires as we head out into the second.
If they're all like this half, we're going to have a great day here in Raleigh. Halftime score, Baylor 37, Mississippi State 32. When we return, we'll head back to our Straight Talk Wireless studios for the halftime report. Need more data so you can stream your Jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for this day.
There's nothing more defeating than a bracket busted during the first few rounds. Clearly, you didn't have the right stats and data to make the right pick. Don't make the same mistake with hiring for your small business. Find top-tier talent in the right place with LinkedIn. LinkedIn has professionals you can't find anywhere else, including those who aren't actively looking for a new job, but might be open to the perfect role. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/SXM. That's linkedin.com/SXM. Terms and conditions apply.
Chumba Casino is now partnering with 2311 Racing. Chumba is always free to play, no purchase necessary. Find hundreds of online social casino games like bingo, solitaire, and slots, with new games dropping weekly. Grab your free daily login and welcome bonus with a chance to redeem amazing prizes. Play for free today at ChumbaCasino.com. It's time to cha-cha-cha-cha-chumba. Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
All power, zero compromise. Ego cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From blowers and trimmers to mowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it is the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
Welcome back to the Straight Talk Wireless Studios here in Los Angeles. I'm Brad Heller. Need more data so you can stream your jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. The first game of the 16 on Fridays at the half, and Baylor, the 9 seed in the East, leads the 8 seed Mississippi State 37-32. 7 lead changes. And the largest lead of the game so far is this halftime margin. Baylor up by 5. Coming up next at the Lenovo Center in Raleigh, it's going to be the top seed in the East, Duke, taking on the 16th seed Mount St. Mary's, which beat American in the first 4 on Wednesday in Dayton. Of course, the story for the ACC champs, unanimous first-team All-American Cooper Flagg, yesterday claimed his ankles pain-free after missing the semifinals and the finals of the ACC tournament last weekend. So plenty of optimism for head coach Jon Scheyer heading into the tournament. And here he is with our Jason Benetti.
Coach, I'm going to start with this question because you get asked about all the other guys a bunch. Who don't you get asked enough about on this team?
I'm glad you asked me that because I think Sion James is. I can't talk enough about how important he is to what we do on both ends of the floor. He's been a gem for us to get competitive, tough, and the ultimate team guy.
What about him makes him that?
Well, I think the fact that he has great experience playing Tulane for 4 years. He also hasn't tasted, playing the NCAA tournament yet. So I think there's an incredible hunger for him to be here. And then, I think he's going to end up being an NBA player, but he's been able to show his role of how he could be successful here with being around other really good players. And so the fact he's so smart, tough, and selfless, I think that's a unique quality to have.
What are you prouder of, your offense or your defense so far this year?
You know what? To be honest, it's our defense. And our defense, to have a young group and be so tough and hard-nosed on that end, I think says a lot. But the best thing you can do is be elite at both. And offensively, we've had one of the best seasons we've ever had at Duke, and guys have shared it. We played with a good pace, and we've taken great shots. So, I know you asked me for one, but I'm proud of both now.
It could be a coin flip. Real time, did you have a good look at Cooper coming down on that ankle, and what did you think?
I did not have a good look. I did see him go down, and obviously anytime he goes down, it's oh shoot. It's oh shoot. And but Cooper, I've seen him so many times now throughout the years. He's tough. He's going to do whatever he can to come back and play. And then my mind shifted. It had to shift immediately to how to help the other guys because we're down in that game too. We had to figure out a way to win.
We're joined by Jon Scheyer, head coach at Duke. What do you notice about playing a team with the scheduling that happens sometimes, a team that's played recently compared to you with a layoff like you're going to deal with tonight?
Right. Well, we've talked about that a lot. I think it happened to us in the ACC tournament. Georgia Tech had already felt they felt the flow of the tournament. And Mount St. Mary's the same thing. They felt the flow of the tournament. You have more confidence under your belt, and it's a different environment and all that. So I think the biggest thing for us is to understand and talk about the sense of urgency you need to have right away. There's no working your way into the NCAA tournament.
Were you a fire and brimstone pregame guy then?
No, not quite, but I would be okay if that's what it took.
You guys are an elite 2-point defense, and their shot profile was kind of that when they were going well in Dayton. What do you expect them to do, Mount St. Mary's, against you on the offensive end?
Well, I don't think Mount St. Mary's strikes me as a team that's going to try to adjust to who you are. And look, they had 40 points in the paint that game. They also had 9 threes. But to me, it's the layups and the rim attacks that they've been so good at. And for us, we've been great at defending that. And if you can obviously take away easy opportunities in transition with layups, second chance points has always been a big thing for us we've done a good job with, and then contest the three-point line. That's been the base of our defense, and having great resistance, especially in the paint. And then, I think playing without fouling is going to be something important as well.
John Shire, thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
Duke head coach John Shire with our Jason Benetti before the Blue Devils, the top seed in the East, take on Mount St. Mary's coming up. That's game 2 in Raleigh. Game number 1's at halftime. Baylor leads Mississippi State 37-32. Up next, we'll take a look at the scoreboard. Robert Morris giving Alabama a game so far. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce!
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible result in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet, and we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place...
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business?
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
And that is why many of the greatest feats of fandom require you to be on your feet. Any questions?
Professor, NCAA men's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to show up, show out, give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MVB tickets.
Brad Heller back in our Westwood One studios. Baylor leads Mississippi State by 5 at halftime. Let's check the tournament scoreboard, sponsored by MaintainX. MaintainX is the asset and maintenance app that brings your unplanned downtime to zero. Try for free at maintainx.com/MVP. That's maintain and the letter x.com/MVP. Alabama, the 2 seed in the East, shooting very well to start against the 15, Robert Morris.
Alabama quickly into the forecourt. You'll hear me say that a lot today. Here's Aiden Holloway on the outside. Holding head of the circle. Deep 3 ball, and he got it. 1 foot inside the March Madness logo, and Aiden Holloway drills it. Alabama up 17-11.
Scott Graham on the call. Bama 60% shooting, but only a 3-point lead on Robert Morris. 34-31, 3 minutes to go in the half. Iowa State and Lipscomb, that one about 10 minutes away from starting. You can hear those games all on the brand new Westwood One Sports app. Baylor 37, Mississippi State 32 at halftime. We'll get you back to Raleigh after this from the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. This is the men's basketball tournament.
When the forgotten...
People always ask me, Guy, why are you so confident? And I tell them because I shop for a used car with Carfax. Why Carfax? Because I was able to... Pause for the facts. What kind of facts? Used car facts. Facts. Like which car has been in a reported accident, which ride has the best value, facts. Which car will have me feeling so confident that I'll just turn up the radio facts. And roll down the windows facts. And belt out show tunes, knowing full well that I cannot sing. Facts. Carfax is the answer. Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
You can just move through life, or you can find the things that move you. It's your choice. You can choose to get out there. Choose your people. You could choose to go for it. No, like really go for it.
4th down, 28-yard line.
Just choose to do something that moves you. Mazda crafts cars for those who choose to do more than simply move. Mazda. Move and be moved.
I wake up.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's with limited time savings on the supplies pros need. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. And don't miss your chance to activate and earn 3 times the points on select DeWalt and Klein tools. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 3/28. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See associate or Lowe's.com for more details on qualifying items.
There's nothing more defeating than a bracket busted during the first few rounds. Clearly, you didn't have the right stats and data to make the right pick. Don't make the same mistake with hiring for your small business. Find top-tier talent in the right place with LinkedIn. LinkedIn has professionals you can't find anywhere else, including those who aren't actively looking for a new job, but might be open to the perfect role. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/SXM. That's linkedin.com/SXM. Terms and conditions apply.
Last time Mississippi State won an NCAA tournament game was 2008. They are trailing 37-32 here at halftime to the Baylor Bears in the 8-9 game in the East. And this Baylor team, you said it right off the top, Sarah, there's size here. Second chance points can be a problem for Mississippi State, and that's kind of been Baylor's intent here in the first half.
Baylor won the possession game, and it hasn't always been pretty, but it's allowed them extra shots at the basket, and because of it, it's why they've had the lead. There was a nice push, though, closing out that first half by Mississippi State to play in transition.
We have 2 8-9 games in this site, and if Oklahoma-UConn is anything like this game, it's going to be great fun. I mean, this is almost like watching that Spider-Man gif where they just point at each other, you know, and you're like, oh, it's me, no, it's you, no, it's they're the same team in a lot of ways.
And that's why I think in some ways the second half, if teams can start knocking down three-point shots, whether it's Baylor or whether it's Mississippi State, it could turn the tide of how things have been looking.
Baylor is just out of the locker room in green. They're taking some shots on the left side of the floor. Mississippi State will follow here in Raleigh. Halftime, 37-32 Baylor. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I need new rotors.
When you buy 2 Duralast rotors during our spring sale, you get Duralast brake pads free.
Free?
With the rotors.
Well, that's great. What if I need extra stopping power?
You can upgrade to Duralast Gold pads for just $10.
So Duralast pads are free?
Yep.
And an upgrade is just $10?
That's right. Part of the spring sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Taxes was taxing. Now taxes is relaxing when you file for free.
I can file for free? TurboTax Free Edition. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple Form 1040 returns only. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. I can file for free.
Now this is taxes. File for free with TurboTax Free Edition and get your maximum refund. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, and student loan interest. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
So, you want to buy a house. You could go online, do your research, find the dream listing, go see it, and get catfished. Back to the drawing board. More scheduling, more viewings, more, this doesn't even look like the photos. You could finally find one that does match the photos. Then comes the offer. Stress rash? Yep, make that 3. And here's the paperwork. Yep, never-ending paperwork. It's a lot. But you don't have to do it alone. Because there's an agent who's a realtor here to guide and help protect you as you find the home that's right for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Westwood One presents Great Moments in Tournament History.
March 26, 1973. St. Louis the site for the national championship game between UCLA and Memphis. And Bruins center Bill Walton put on a display that hadn't been seen before or since.
Lead on the right sideline of Farmer to Wilson to the line. He turns, now fires from 14 feet, and he missed it. Rebound tipped in by Walton. Walton's 20th basket. He has scored 42 points, his career high by a long shot.
He added one more basket for an NCAA Finals record 44 points and was nearly perfect from the field, converting 21 of 22 field goals. He also pulled down 13 rebounds as John Wooden's UCLA team tamed the Tigers 87-66 to win their record 7th straight championship. But it was Walton's complete domination of Memphis that goes down as another great moment in NCAA tournament history. I'm Kevin Kugler.
First game of the day in Raleigh. It's Baylor 37, Mississippi State 32. The winner gets either Duke or Mount St. Mary's as we check the halftime stats, sponsored by Barbasol. Barbasol shaving cream delivers a thick lather and close, comfortable shave for half the price of gels. Why pay more for a great shave? Choose Barbasol. Second chance points, 14-9 for Baylor in this game. Mississippi State has turned it over 8 times. And for a team that's top 50 in the country, getting points off 2-point field goals, Mississippi State has shot a large amount of threes. 16 3 attempts out of 26 shots so far.
Give credit to Baylor. They've packed it in the paint, and those are the shots that they have tried to force. And for Mississippi State, they're also a team that led the SEC and was top 20 in turning opponents over. They have not done that very well against Baylor, and Baylor has dominated the offensive glass.
And Baylor doesn't have anybody in double figures in points. O'Meara with 9, Wright with 9, and to your point about the rebounding, O'Meara's 6 rebounds, so he's more than halfway to a double-double. All right, time now for the second half keys, sponsored by Wago. Trust your game, trust your wiring with Wago electrical connectors. Gear up at wago.com/hoops for your next electrical project. All right, Sarah Kustok, let's start with Baylor. How do the Bears close this?
Well, Baylor needs to continue to attack the glass, but they also need to be more efficient from the field. I'd like them to be more choosy in their shot selection and the looks that they're creating, taking, and hopefully making. When it comes to Mississippi State, I already mentioned it, forcing turnovers. If they want to play at tempo, they need to finish off defensive possessions, and they need to look to push. And part of that will be creating some steals and some picks, deflections, better disruption on the defensive side against this Baylor offense.
Yeah, to that point, Mississippi State creates 13 turnovers a game. They only have 4 from Baylor to this point. And again, Baylor likes to grind you down. Their average offensive possession for the season is like 281st in the country. They are a slow-moving offensive team, kind of a 5-point turn if they'd like it to be that way, and that's what they're getting so far in the half. How does Mississippi State try to speed this thing up?
I think a big part of it is the looks that they can force Baylor to take, but making sure that they're still protecting the paint. And so I think when it comes to Mississippi State, can you put ball pressure on better? Can you get in the passing lanes? Can you extend the Baylor offense a little bit more? Because overall for Baylor, they've knocked down some shots and been really clean looks. So a part of those misses has been flatly just them not seeing the ball go through the hoop, less about Mississippi State defense.
8-9 games are so funny because you have teams that could easily have had different years upside-wise, right? Like the 7-10 Kansas-Arkansas game last night. Kansas was preseason number 1. Baylor is in this circumstance because of all the injuries that they've dealt with. They basically have 8 players at this point in the season, but they beat Arkansas. They beat St. John's. They probably would have been a 7, maybe as high as a 6 had they not lost back-to-back games at Colorado and Cincinnati. The loss to TCU doesn't help either. But there's some quality wins on both resumes. It's time for the start of the second half. Sponsored by Indeed.com. Stop struggling to get your job posts seen on other job sites. Indeed's sponsored jobs feature helps you stand out and hire fast. Start at Indeed.com/credit. Mississippi State with the whistle blowing has the ball at the right end. 2 fouls on Hubbard. He's into the ball game once again. He sat for the balance of the late first half as he stumbles into a dribble, top of the circle, driving head of the key, gets mid-lane, has it pried out of his hand, and saved at the end line beautifully by Baylor and O'Meara. They'll come right to left. Here is Wright leaning over on the dribble. Kicks it out top of the key. 3 in the air. Too strong off the hand of O'Meara. It's an offensive rebound for Celestine for Baylor. Another offensive rebound for the Bears. At the perimeter left, here is Wright, outside left, trying to shoo away Hubbard. He puts him in the blender, picks up the dribble, scoops it up, and scores. He juggled it for a while like it was chainsaws or clubs at a birthday party, and he puts it up and in for a 7-point lead.
Nearly lost control of that one.
Now Mississippi State on the ball, trailing by 7, as much as the Bulldogs have trailed by in the game. Melendez gripping at the knees with a foot fake to the right. He runs into a weave, top of the key. Harris driving to the elbow. His pull-up is cash. 2 for Claudell Harris Jr., who hit the early 3 and then nothing much after that in the first.
Well, got the start in the first. He's looked comfortable, though. So even though he knocked down that 3, didn't make other shots, where he's positionally been on the floor has been important.
Here's Wright with a pass off the screen for O'Meara. Righty floater too strong off the window, and he is called for a personal foul on a push. That's 2 on Norchad O'Meara, and when he displaces you, there is seismic activity. A big dude.
Matthews went flying underneath the basket, but Orchard O'Meara realized that he was missing that shot, so he's trying to come right through for that offensive rebound, something that he's done all game and all season.
Little pressure and a takeaway. Here's Baylor right to left. Love a step through on a Euro step, and he puts it up and in with a right hand. Langston Love a steal. Another Bulldog turnover, number 9 for the game, and Mississippi State trails by 7 again. 41-34. Hubbard slowly saunters into the front court. Leans over, hunching on the dribble. 2 hands a pass for Harris between the rings. A shimmy into a pass left side. Melendez coils into a 3. That's an air ball. And the rebound secured by Edgecombe for Baylor. Long steps into the front court. A loose dribble at the left hip. Tries to roll it to the post, and it's out of bounds. O'Meara crumpled down to the deck. Edgecombe looking for a foul. He's talking to Ron Groover at the near side. And I don't know that the retroactive foul rule is in place for this NCAA tournament, so I don't think he's going to get what he wants. Mississippi State breaks the pressure. 2-hand pass in the corner for Melendez, and a blocking foul called as he was ridden out toward the end line. It goes against O'Meara, and that's his 3rd personal.
Something you got to be mindful of. However, for Baylor, they seem much more focused, locked in, and engaged here coming out of this second half and understanding where to be on both ends of the floor.
At 17:42 to go, it's a 7-point game. Inbound off the weave. They'll curl it to the left elbow, and Matthews, who lost the ball, taken away right to left. Edgecombe stepping through. Whips it left side. 3 for Wright. Swirls around and out. Somehow it toilet bowled out. The rim rejected it. Hubbard left side tray in the air. No good. Rebound O'Meara on the weak side. Hit ahead for Love. And sometimes Love takes a moment. He slows down and finds Edgecombe between the circles. His first sight was a shot, but then Love decided to back it off. Edgecombe shoves it top of the key for O'Meara. Now Edgecombe with a slow dribble. He'll turn it right for Celestine. Matthews hands on him. Drive and kick. Left side. Catch and shoot 3. Edgecombe too strong. Rebound right. Pokes it to himself mid lane and floats it up and scores. My goodness, what vision by Wright, the point guard, to get a 9-point lead. Hubbard hucks up a 3 left of the circle and nails it for Mississippi State to a gasp from the crowd. 43-37 Baylor.
They needed that one.
In a big, big way. Baylor now 18 second chance points off that last possession. Bears basketball between the circles. Love with a football on the bracket logo, driving into Hubbard, jostles him, fires going glass and scores. Langston Love, bully ball. Baylor by 8.
Goes right through his defender's body. That's a tough contested shot.
Hubbard at 5'11" was no match there. Lob it for a waiting catch for Matthews. Wide left of the lane, clanging into right, and a foul called on the help side from behind. I believe they'll get Langston Love on that. So 16:07 to go. Baylor with the lead 45-37 over Mississippi State. And a late substitution for the Baylor Bears. Marino Dubrovcic, who played 22 seconds in the first half. 22 seconds. Comes into the ballgame. He's played Only 52 minutes all year as the inbound goes low left, and a floater is good for Keyshawn Murphy. His first two just into the game. And let's see, with O'Meara in foul trouble, if Mississippi State can use the post.
They run that play right at Dubravcic. And these are going to be some important minutes with O'Meara on the bench.
At 15:49 to go, Norchad O'Meara, walking double-double, sitting. Here is right into the body, elbow to elbow with Hubbard, who smacks it out of his hands, out of bounds over the end line. These are some tough customers in the paint here. Baylor will have it when we come back. Timeout on the court, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. You could save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. Visit Progressive.com. Baylor 45, Mississippi State 39, 15:40 to play from the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. This is the men's basketball tournament.
Bubba Wallace here from 2311 Racing. Looking for fast fun? Go for a spin at Chumba Casino. Racing's fast, but Chumba takes it up a notch. Nothing beats the rush of those high-speed spins. Big thrills, daily bonus boost, action-packed games. Chumba's got it all to keep you in the fast lane. Ready to race? Let's Chumba. Hit stop at ChumbaCasino.com and play today.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the Dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement contributions.
What's up, insiders, basketball fans all over the world? Thank you so much for hanging out with us today during March Madness. Oh man, we're having so much fun. We've got streams going for every single game of the tournament. We're tracking our brackets. It's a lot of fun in the chat. Please chat it up. Hit that like button down below and share this link out. That's going to be the best way to bring more basketball fans here to the chat. And we're already seeing thousands of fans come into the first stream of 16 on Thursday. I'm going to let Joe take it home. We appreciate you being here.
This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So like, subscribe, and share, because every click impacts SickKids' mission to heal the future.
As a head coach in Starkville and for his time at New Mexico State and Bowling Green. But you may remember the name as part of Greg Marshall's coaching staff 11 years ago for that 35-0 Wichita State team. Chris Jans was an assistant coach on that team that ran all the way through into the NCAA tournament and faced a really dangerous Kentucky Wildcats team that year. That's the fact of the game, sponsored by Kohl's. Make this spring a stylish one with on-trend looks for every occasion when you shop at Kohl's and Kohl's.com, where families come first. Baylor 45, Mississippi State 39, 15:40 to go. Half number 2, Norchad O'Meara on the bench. 3 personal fouls for Baylor, and we'll see Scott Drew thinking about using him here. He is back on the floor out of that timeout. We'll see if Mississippi State goes right at him. The inbound first for Baylor, left side of the goal, 9 to shoot for the Bears. Inbound pass, right, flips it for Edgecombe, 30 feet away, high on the left side. Driving on Harris, push it right side at the wing. Here's Wright, a floater, mid lane again, all twine for Robert Wright III. Man, is he sneaky in the paint, 47-39.
And don't forget, he's just a freshman, but he's been playing very composed, and he's getting it in the paint and making smart decisions.
He's kind of in the background at Montverde with Liam McNeely and Cooper Flagg, but he has center stage here as Hubbard wrestles through traffic to the elbow. He finds Jones, who refeeds Hubbard. Top of the key, driving mid lane on Celestine. His floater answers for 2. Hubbard has 5 in the second half. Baylor 47, Mississippi State 41, 5 minutes into the second. And a slow, statuesque dribble for Wright at the March Madness logo at the intersection of the two M's there. He'll find Edgecombe, who spins it around the arc clockwise, high on the left side for Love. Couple of dribbles, waist high for him. 8 to shoot for Baylor, willing to bleed some time. He circles toward the foul line, runs it up with the right hand, scores. Langston Love going glass high off the top of it. It's an 8-point Baylor lead again. Hubbard tosses it left around the arc into the corner. Mississippi State. That three around and out for the Bulldogs. And Harris rebound Baylor right to left. Edgecombe on the gas pedal, soaring in. His dunk try went off the back iron all the way to the foul line. That's legal to recover. He did hit the rim with it. That ball could have bounced all the way to Norfolk. And Baylor will recover. It's a 3-hour drive. We'll see how many people the Spartans bring. Top of the key right of the circle. Kills the dribble and wings it left. Here is Love. Back to right on a drive. He's closed off. He spins anyway. Toss it out to the arc right of the circle. Pushing toward the lane. Love hops into a jump stop. He finds Wright high on the left. 2 to shoot. Step back Trey. Too strong Wright. Offensive rebound O'Meara. He steps through a carcass and scores with the right hand. 51-41 Baylor. O'Meara with 3 fouls.
He goes right past Keyshawn Murphy.
3 left wing. Hubbard dances in off the front iron for Hubbard. He had his foot on the line. Call it 2. 51-43. Baylor by 8.
Good mid-range shot for Josh Hubbard, who had been getting in the paint with regularity, but it's Baylor who continues to take advantage in those second chance looks off the glass.
Baylor by 8. 51-43. O'Meara still using that barrel-chested strength with 3 fouls. Now it's Bears basketball at the left end. High lob, backdoor sails over Edgecombe. Freshman to freshman, right to Edgecombe. That was to the edge of the earth.
There may not be points that have been awarded to Baylor and VJ Edgecombe, but he's showcasing his ability to look like he's jumping off a trampoline. Off of that possession, it was a high pass. He's got some hops.
He looked like the Houston Rockets mascot. You know, they use the trampoline. What's his name? Dynamo or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
That wasn't condescending at all. Baylor by 8. Hubbard trying to work his way through traffic. Floats it up off the Euro step and scores again. Josh Hubbard undeterred one more time. He's got 4 in a row. 51-45 Baylor by 6. 12:39 to go. Edgecombe hustles it left. On a handoff, top of the key. Love was jostled quickly by Jones. He'll leave it for Jeremy Roach, who probes. Gets it right back from the wing. Wanted to heave it inside. Instead, none. Crossover dribble behind the back. Puts his head down. He's stonewalled by Kugel. Spits it out for Roach, right wing. Back to Nunn. Quick touch left side. 1 to shoot. Edgecombe 3 is good. It's a swish. Edgecombe buries it right at the horn. Baylor by 9. 54-45. What rapid fire passing by Baylor to get that open look. Wide left of the lane. Matthews backing in. Hooks a pass right side. Kugel gets his feet set. Spins it out for 3. And the offensive rebound taken by Mississippi State. Jones nearly traveled. He was trying to dump a pass off and got it stuck to his hands. Kugel right of the circle. Tiptoes into a pass low on the left. And a shot over the head of Murphy is up and in for 2. And a timeout called by Mississippi State to slow this down at 54-47 with 11:41 to go. So, timeout on the court here in Raleigh. The score, Mississippi State and Baylor, 54-47, 11:41 to go. It's the Baylor Bears with the lead by 7. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Old Spice Swagger Body Wash will make you the MVP of freshness and confidence. With its irresistible scent, it will transform your shower experience, leaving you feeling fresh on and off the field. Pair it with Old Spice Swagger Deodorant, the #1 aluminum-free brand that keeps you feeling like a Super Bowl champion 24/7 when used daily. But don't wait. This dynamic duo is available at Costco for a limited time only. Old Spice, official deodorant partner of the NFL and Super Bowl 59, where freshness meets football greatness.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out. so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With Marriott Bonvoy, take your game day rituals on the road. No matter how you show your team spirit, find a stay for your style when you explore our entire world of hotel brands and experiences. Marriott Bonvoy has a brand for every kind of fan. Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA. Explore more at marriottbonvoy.com/NCAA.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
To win in basketball takes a can-do spirit. So shave with Barbasol and inspire your team. Raise that red, white, and blue can and yell, "We can do this." If it doesn't work, you still got a great shave. Barbasol, it's a can of can-do.
Time now for a tournament bracket update sponsored by Green Gobbler. Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. It's bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and it works. Green Gobbler, let the gobbler get it. Baylor leading 54-47 here over Mississippi State, 11:41 to go, second half. The winner here in the East region gets either Duke or Mount St. Mary's, and this will feed into Newark, New Jersey. Duke deciding that they wanted to play in Newark rather than feeding to Atlanta, where they might run into, I don't know, one of 14 SEC teams in the NCAA tournament. 14 out of 16 SEC teams make this tournament and trying to hold course and get a really big bonanza on the back end, but Baylor proving difficult for the Bulldogs out of the Southeastern Conference.
And a big part is what they've done on the boards. 13 offensive rebounds, 20 second chance points. They've dominated inside in the paint, and they've hit just enough three-point shots to help give them this little bit of breathing room.
They don't need a lot from there, just enough for a Baylor team that's 35% from three as they break some token pressure from Mississippi State. And Edgecombe will loop it right into the hand of Jaden Nunn, just standing there holding it, frozen. Now he dribbles once with the right hand, shifts to the right, throws left side. Here's Edgecombe into the corner, three in the air, Roach. Front iron, no good. A line drive bounce ends up with Edgecombe, and he has it pickpocketed by Mississippi State and Matthews. Veering left into the front court. He'll leave it left side. Wing three for Jones. Hits the front iron. Rebound, pinballs down to the ground. Taken for a line drive pass and taken away from Jones on a hit ahead. Roach, his layup is good. Boy, Jones had a chance mid-lane for Mississippi State. It just clanged off his torso, and Baylor leads by 9.
They run a 2-on-1 clinic, taking advantage of numbers.
56-47, Baylor the lead by 9. Outside right, Kugel works toward the sideline and drops it off in the right short corner for Murphy with the fire red shoes, curling into the lane, lost the ball again, taken away, another turnover, well into double figures now today for Mississippi State in the turnover battle as Roach left of the circle, stalking a three, steps back to the arc, and Baylor will slow it down. Kind of a syrupy offensive momentum for Baylor as Nunn runs right into the defense of Jones, and a foul called on Sean Jones Jr. That's his second personal foul. A rare whistle here in the second half. So, timeout on the court, the score, Baylor 56, Mississippi State 47 in Raleigh. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Something amazing is happening. Despite a citywide blackout, this company is still up and running. That's because CDW deployed and managed a cost-effective Eaton Triplite Series Smart Pro UPS to safeguard equipment easily and reliably. Keep the power on and protect your IT equipment from electrical challenges. Triplite by Eaton and CDW. Make amazing happen. Find out more at cdw.com/triplite.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/score. Ethos.com/score.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
In the face of uncertainty, some things remain steady, like the Cummins 2027 X15. Built on 25 plus years of experience and delivering up to 4% better fuel efficiency in a weight-neutral system, the X15 gives you the strength to move forward fearlessly and confidence that no matter the obstacle, you can and will rise above it. The 2027 X15, forever rising. Estimates based on preliminary testing. Individual results may vary.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Later on, we'll select the smart coaching move of the day, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts. It is Baylor 56, Mississippi State 47. The Bulldogs threatening to get bounced for the sixth straight time. It would be their sixth straight loss in the NCAA tournament since a win in 2008 as an 8 seed in Little Rock, Arkansas against the Oregon Ducks, 77-69 that year. Baylor, on the other hand, you know, it's funny when you're the underdog, which they haven't been very much when they've gotten knocked out of the tournament the last 3 years as 1 seed, 3 seed. They have an edge to them today, it feels like, and a toughness that Omier infuses into this team.
Well, we'll start with Norchad Omier as a fifth-year player. So he understands what it takes at this point. Langston Love makes a return, same type of deal. And then they got the youth of Edgecombe of Wright. And there's been a nice chemistry here, especially starting the second half.
Here's Wright piercing the lane, kicking it out for Celestine outside right, off to right in front of the Mississippi State defense at the Baylor bench. Here is Nunn shimmying right, fading left, firing a three, no good, too strong. Offensive rebound for Roach in the left pocket. He drives the short corner, gets down the lane in the trees. He fires and can't score, and the rebound is pried out of bounds off of Mississippi State. Another second chance, Sarah.
And part of that has been some long rebounds. Mississippi State also has shown some zone off of stops, coming out of timeouts, and at times it can make you vulnerable on the glass.
As they have been all day, double-figure offensive rebounds for Baylor. Perimeter right, here is Roach on the dribble. Step back, he catapults a three and misses too short. Rebound for Harris, zipping into the front court, Mississippi State in the white and maroon. He breaks down on the dribble, finds Murphy, who tries to turn down the lane, and he was fouled by Wright. Rob Wright III out of Wilmington, Delaware at 6'1" against Keyshawn Murphy at 6'10". That is why the word mismatch was put in the dictionary. Inbound goes to Murphy, who catches in the short corner, drops it for Hubbard. Now back to Murphy, who will play it one-handed to Melendez left of the circle. He wants an entry feed. That's denied beautifully. They'll go high-low now. Murphy, a tough catch, and he's fouled. They had an intermediary because the post entry wasn't there from the guard.
Well, it wasn't entry available from the guard, but what Murphy does is put two Baylor Bears on his high side, so there was no backside help, allows for him to create that seal, use his size, and get to the line.
Foul was on Nunn. That's his second. When you say the high side, just for people at home, what do you mean?
I mean, just above the free throw line is where that entry pass was coming from. So the higher side of what you're looking at when you're looking at the floor.
And that's what gets him to the foul line. Free throw is good. It's 56-48. Baylor the lead, 9:24 to go. March Madness is coming to a court near you. Experience it live as the nation's best college basketball teams compete for a chance to cut down the nets. Secure your seats today at ncaa.com/MBB tickets. Second foul shot is true for Murphy, and Mississippi State crawls to within 7, 56-49. Little token pressure in the backcourt. Melendez strings it out, running parallel. They'll go through Love for Wright, who pokes to the foul line, kicks it left side. Edgecombe guns it for 3 and knocks it down. Edgecombe's second 3 of the second half. Baylor by 10.
And Jason, it was from the same exact spot it looked like that he hit his first one.
Now Murphy, entry pass goes off the rim and then off his leg, and he was standing out of bounds. The other leg was over the end line. It's a turnover for the Bulldogs at 8:57 to go.
Given how much both these teams have struggled from the three-point line, every time there is a make, it feels like there's a tremendous amount of separation that continues to build for Baylor.
Yeah, and can Mississippi State overcome that with its own shooting troubles? It's a great point as they stall into the offense for Baylor. 10 seconds off the clock already, 8:45 to go. They'll sweep through, elbows out for Love, defended, hounded by Hubbard. His pass deflected, and nicely done by Melendez for a steal. Harris, a head-high dribble, zipping it corner left. Melendez gets a flyby, guns it for 3, no good. Rebound over the top, Murphy couldn't get it, and they'll push ahead Baylor right to left. The Bears with the ball, and Wright crossing over on the dribble, knocks down his defender Murphy. Into the lane, Love, bounce to feed for Wright, stabbing with the left foot. He walks back out to the summit, behind the back dribble, toss it left side, shot fake there for Love, push it mid lane, O'Meara spinning and firing, and he is fouled. Those pink shoes flying through the air, and he'll get 2 free throws on the left side goal.
Mississippi State forced O'Meara above the block, a little bit more extended of his range, about a 12-foot shot for him, but nonetheless still able to turn into the body and create a foul.
6'7", 240, the most athletic fire hydrant you'll ever see, as the free throw is up and no good short. Get good at money so you can be a little bad. Invest well at Empower.com. 59-49, Baylor the lead over Mississippi State. 8:11 to go. Norchad O'Meara was a baseball player growing up in Nicaragua. A basketball coach saw him, said, you want to maybe try this thing? You'd be a little more physical instead of like pitching and blowing the 80-mile-an-hour fastball by the little kids. And he said, you know what? That sounds good. He learned the sport, and he's turned it into a cottage industry for himself, and his team leads by 11. Mississippi State basketball left to right. It is Matthews zipping it into the right corner. Here's Harris for 3. That is a big one. It's down. Claudell Harris's second 3, 60-52. Baylor the lead, 7:50 to go. They need that badly. Harris with 8 points in the ball game. Baylor around the arc. They'll go counterclockwise. Wright has it. Navigating to the right of a screen from O'Meara. Jab step. He gets down the lane. Lefty scoop. Window. No. Rebound ricochets twice off the rim. You heard it. It's Mississippi State into the front court. Kugel fans it left. Tough catch, and it goes out of bounds. Whose ball is it? They're going to talk it over. It is out of bounds to, I believe, Mississippi State when we come back.
It looked like it was off of Baylor. We'll see what they decide.
With the timeout on the court, the score, Baylor 60, Mississippi State 52, 7:26 to go. Half number 2. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament of the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
It's Power Torque Tools DIY days at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Lifetime guaranteed Power Torque professional hand tools only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ball above all. Am I right, y'all? Any questions?
Professor, NCAA Division I women's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to get loud? Rep your squad? Get your players hyped up to go all the way to the ship? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/WBB tickets.
It's time for basketball, and Uber Eats is dropping deals on game day favorites to keep you locked in on the action. Like when you're craving a buzzer beater, but also buffalo wings. Or when an upset makes you want to ugly cry into a pizza. And right now, Uber Eats has game day deals from McDonald's, Popeyes, Pizza Hut, Wendy's, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a hamburger. Order now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way.
That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
So, your small business is outgrowing your garage. You could go online, find a space, and get catfished. Or you could work with an agent who's a realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Brad Heller in our Westwood One studios. Let's check the tournament scoreboard, sponsored by GoodRx. Check GoodRx for simple, smart savings on weight loss medications and other prescriptions at GoodRx.com. Alabama, the 2 seed in the East, leads the 15 seed Robert Morris 51-44. They've got 15 minutes left to go. First team All-American Mark Sears struggling. He's got just 6 points. Iowa State just ripped off a 14-0 run. The Cyclones, the 3 in the South, lead Lipscomb 33-19, 5 minutes to go first half. And Memphis, Colorado State, the 5-12 in the West, they are just underway. Let's get you back to Raleigh. Jason Benetti and Sarah Kustok.
Baylor 60, Mississippi State 52. It would be a minor upset in seeding. Baylor is the 9 seed in the East. Mississippi State is the 8. 7:26 remaining, and the inbound will come for Mississippi State. Might not have been the right call as we looked at the replay, but the Bulldogs do have it. Hubbard sways the dribble to the right. He finds Matthews left, now to Melendez. 3 left corner. It's a bullseye. It's a big 3 for Kugel from that corner, and Mississippi State is within 5. 60-55, Baylor with the lead, 7:06 to play. Wright fans it to the right, caught by Love, screen shown by Celestine. Now he'll get it after the wave off the screen. Wright plodding toward the lane, step backs into a 3, that's no good. Rebound down for Mississippi State, and Matthews coming left to right. He hits Kugel, he snaps it off again, left wing, front iron. It would have been 2 in a row for Kugel. Instead, Baylor the rebound, 1 and done for the Bulldogs. Outside right off the fake of the 3 by Celestine. He'll equip Wright, circling left of the lane. Now to Amir, skipping right side. That 3 in the air is good for Celestine. Baylor by 8, 63-55.
Contested shot for Celestine, an important make as we continue to talk about the shift that 3-point shots can have.
It's an 8-point separation again. Left of the lane. Here's a shot fake and a drive. Murphy, he'll float it up. That dangles off the rim, and the rebound down for Baylor coming right to left. And they will definitely turn on the old brake lights here.
Well, quality looks for Mississippi State the last 2 possessions up the floor that have just not gone down.
Great look from about 5 feet away. Baylor has it high-low from Edgecombe. That's redirected. Still caught by O'Meara. He twists in the lane. He fires with the left. He can't score on the rebound. Murphy hit ahead Mississippi State. Into the front court. Matthews long steps into a lob. Caught by Kugel down to the ground, and he is fouled. He was hugged by Langston Love.
The pass was held in the air just a little bit too long. Kugel could have had a dunk.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, your home for the national championships.
College Sports Radio is your home for the NCAA tournament.
For the win, it's good!
Hear reaction all day long on SiriusXM Channel 84 and the SiriusXM app.
Keyshawn Murphy sinks a floater for the Bulldogs right out of the whistle off the inbound pass, and it's 5:30 to go. 63-57, Baylor the lead. Edgecombe shoves it up top between the circles. O'Meara looking at Love, hands it off to him. Love rides down the lane against Hubbard, kicks it out top of the key. Celestine piercing the lane. He's jockeyed. He's nearly fouled. He couldn't get it to go. Tip back out long, rebound, and Love a drive to score with the right hand. Langston Love carving the lane to give Baylor an 8-point lead, 65-57 into a timeout at 5:07 to play.
Love with some hang time, got bumped as he was going up for the layup, still got it to go.
Timeout on the court. The score, Baylor 65, Mississippi State 57, 5:07 to play. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, Your floor mats are cleaned and delivered. And your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Baylor 65, Mississippi State 57. The Bulldogs 7-11 in their last 18 games after opening 14-1. They played that grind of an SEC schedule. Baylor finished the year 3-5 in their last 8, but they are playing up here in their 6th straight NCAA tournament.
When you look at what Baylor has been able to put together, it's still a very tight game here with just over 5 minutes to go. What they need to do is to continue to solidify things here on the defensive end of the floor.
And they'll do that right here. They'll sink into their defense as they'll whip it into the corner. There's a three, right side. It's good for Kugel again. His second three of the second half. That was all twine for the former Gator, Riley Kugel. Mississippi State creeps to within 5.
Right corner, wide open. Langston Love slow to close out. You can't let a guy with a hot hand get that clean of a look.
His third three of the game. And now dipping the shoulder. Love tries to scoop it left side. O'Meara taken away. Hit ahead. Kugel skating down the lane. Bounce it into the middle of the post. Here's Matthews on a redirect. Kicks in the air. Kugel swats it to himself. Back to Matthews. Now Hubbard right of the circle. Springs for three. Front iron. No dice. Rebound O'Meara. Hubbard a fading shot when they had a couple of chances at a good look. And now Baylor will slowly meander into the front court. 4:10 to go. Baylor by 5. 4:08 and counting. Here is Wright crossing over on the dribble with those fiery red sneakers. Stalking a drive on Harris. Spinning into the lane. He wheels. He fires and scores. A sharp angle for two for the freshman. A 7-point Baylor lead and a foul on Edgecombe into the front court. That's his second personal foul of the ball game.
Rob Wright has had some timely baskets, only a freshman, showing a lot of composure, and his ability to get downhill is what helps him to excel.
Timeout on the court, the score. Baylor 67, Mississippi State 63, 52 to go. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Tomorrow's road, unpaved, unmapped, uncertain. But it's also where we discover what we can truly count on. Like the 2027 X15 engine by Cummins. With better fuel efficiency, up to 605 horsepower, and 2,050 pound-feet of torque. The X15 is a bedrock of reliability that stands forever ready to rise to the occasion. The 2027 X15, forever rising. Estimates based on preliminary testing. Individual results may vary.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With Sarah Kustok, Jason Benetti, our entire crew, Baylor leading Mississippi State 67-60, 3:52 to play. The Bulldogs 9 for 27 from 3 in this game. Do they have enough to come back, and how would they go about doing that as they'll get a 1-and-1 out of the timeout?
Have you heard me say this before? Finish off defensive possessions. You can't keep allowing Baylor to come up with offensive rebounds and win this possession game. And continue to be balanced and patient on the offensive side. They want to run, they want to get in transition, but they bobbled a handful of passes, thrown them off target that could have led them to layups.
Instead, they have not found themselves using the paint as well as Chris Jans maybe would have liked. Get good at money so you can be a little bad. Invest well at Empower.com. Baylor huddling on the left side out of Waco, Texas, in their 17th ever NCAA tournament. They were hoping to make a longer run of the Big 12 tournament. They lost by 2 to Texas Tech in the quarterfinal round. And part of the reason was Texas Tech was 15 for 34 from 3. This has been more like it, 3-point defensively for Baylor. They've not been good in that department this year, 277th in the country. But it's not the strength of Mississippi State, who comes in 291st from 3.
And the three-point shot has been a bit of a barometer here this game and how Baylor has helped to extend the lead, given what they've done defensively, but also making just a few more. And sometimes that's all it takes, given where the score and time is at.
Front end of the 1-and-1 for Matthews is down, 67-61 Baylor. Jason Benetti, Sarah Kustok here at our Grainger courtside seats in Raleigh. Stay on top of your game with Grainger. Get the industrial-grade products right when you need them to help your business move forward when you call 1-800-GRAINGER or click Grainger.com. Second one softly down for Matthews, 67-62. Baylor has led throughout the second half, 3:48 to go. Some pressure on right in the backcourt. A whiff on a screen from Love. He'll flare it near side left for Edgecombe into the front court, who sings it for Wright. Standing at the A in March Madness in the name of the month. Wright sizing up his defender Matthews, who's longer than him. Bounce feed O'Meara at the foul line, and about face and a lob. High-low Love. Catch, fire, score. Easy does it for Baylor, leading by 7. Langston Love.
Taking advantage of the size difference he has over Hubbard. That's a good pass over the top.
Now Harris carves the lane and scoops it up with the right for 2. He started the engine, and he wasn't going to be stopped. 69-64, Baylor, 3:10 to go. Edgecombe lost the ball off his foot in the backcourt. Down to the deck goes Matthews. He could not clean it up, and we have a 10-second violation. Now Matthews never had possession. He went skidding like a slip and slide, got his mitts on the ball, but never had control of it. So the 10-second clock still ticked.
And Mississippi State has a burst here. They're using that full court pressure, and it's not been extremely aggressive, but it's done enough to have Baylor be slow getting into their offense.
They're kind of having to use their mind a little bit, right? Think about where the passes are going. Off the 9th turnover for Baylor, 14 for Mississippi State, as Hubbard will key it in. Standing to the right of the basket stanchion, 3:02 to go. Ron Groover is still administering the brush crew, the sweepsters, if you will, with the mop.
A lot of sweat on the ground when these players are getting on the floor for those 50-50 balls.
Condensation. Also, it's a hockey arena, too, so you got to think about that. The Hurricanes play here as Hubbard will key it in. He spins the ball in his hand. He surveys. He tries to find Murphy and does. Right side short corner. A drive on Edgecombe. His shot swatted away. Absolutely smoked by the freshman Edgecombe, and Baylor will go right to left. What a read. Wright hops into the front court. He's bumped hip to hip by Matthews and White. Rob Wright the third, the freshman point guard. The navigator for Baylor, leading by 5, 69-64. He moves left. He switches back right. He tumbles it into O'Meara. Gets it back out to right on a drive, poking down the lane. Kick right corner. Love for 3. Front iron, no. Rebound Mississippi State. They'll turn tail with Matthews. Blitzing into the front court left to right. He kicks left side. Hubbard a drive. He puts it off the window. No. Offensive rebound. Try no dice for Murphy, who was over the shoulder. But O'Meara and Baylor had too much power and grit. 69-64, Bears into the front court.
O'Meara ripped that rebound.
Just warding off the oncoming Murphy, draped on his shoulder. Here is Wright, veering to the right on Kugel. Lost the ball, taken away. Harris trots into the front court. Snaps a pass, Hubbard. Right corner, catapult for 3. It's good! It's a 2-point game. Hubbard buries it all alone in the deep right corner. Mississippi State down 69-67. Timeout, Scott Drew, 1:43 to go. They're not done in Stark Vegas yet.
If there's anyone you can count on to give you some life for Mississippi State, it's Josh Hubbard. A big 3-point shot from the right wing, and what a pass by Claudell Harris.
His 4th 3. Timeout on the court. The score is 69-67. Baylor over Mississippi State. 1:43 to go. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated, because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit vaxassist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The Jeep Celebration event is your chance to start a brand new adventure. Hurry in for an exceptional offer on Jeep's Go Anywhere, Do Anything SUVs and let the ride of a lifetime begin. This game at points has been an off-road vehicle unto itself. Baylor had a big lead. Now it's shrunk to 2, 69-67. And Mississippi State, as we come down the stretch, worth noting, they've only committed 2 fouls. Fouls to give all over the place if they're trailing and chasing here, Sarah.
And that's an important factor to keep in mind. And a big part for Mississippi State, too, has been how they've balanced the floor and continued to pass. A lot of penetration and kickouts has come from their offensive sets.
They'll settle into their defense now, showing some zone here. Flip it to O'Meara at the foul line, holding above his head, now down at the waist with his palm up. He drops it off Edgecombe. He pries down the lane, and he is fouled on the way up. Edgecombe turned and burned down the lane line. Kugel doesn't like it very much, but 2 free throws coming.
Well, and this is a good turn of VJ Edgecombe going on the right side. He's right in the slot, and it's Matthews who's forced to help in the zone and gets his arm.
3rd foul on Matthews. Edgecombe to the foul line. The Bahamian freshman, a 78% foul shooter, bends the knees, fires, and scores. Baylor by 3, 70-67. Be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio with the NCAA Experience official ticket and hospitality packages. Official NCAA hospitality includes live entertainment, upscale food stations and beverages, appearances by NCAA legends, and much more. To be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio, visit ncaa.com/VIP. Second one is good for Edgecombe. 71-67, Baylor the lead. Under 90 seconds to go. The ball tumbles into the hand of Claudell Harris, who hunches over the dribble, almost quietly tiptoeing into the front court, spins it right. Hubbard, the overplay, gets him a look for Harris. Left wing 3. Nobody's fouled. He was overrun at the outside left spot. Banged down to the ground. Oh my goodness, Langston Love got a little too close for comfort with Harris, and 3 foul shots for Claudell Harris, who didn't have a landing spot. So Love was over there. There was a second Baylor Bear as well, and it's 3 free throws. It was Celestine that was in the landing area. Wow.
First of all, that's a huge play by Josh Hubbard. He was on the right side of the floor, gets it all the way to the second side, the weak side. That's why there was such a scramble on the closeouts and a little bit out of control there for Langston Love.
Which leads to the first foul shot for Harris. That is good. He stripes it right down the middle. And Baylor leads 71-68, 1:19 to play in this game. Last lead for Mississippi State was 19-18 in the first half. The white leg sleeves for Claudell Harris, the Louisiana native, second foul shot. He cashes in. 71-69, a BC transfer by way of tiny Charleston Southern in the Big South Conference, where he was a scoring maven. He was second in the league in scoring at the Buck Dome down there for Charleston Southern. Free throw is good. Where he started playing college basketball with his team down 1 right here, the capacity was about 19,000 fewer than here at the Lenovo Center of 20 grand in Raleigh.
He's waving his arms and trying to get the fans on their feet right now, understanding the moment. He got the start in place of Riley Kugel, and he has been composed throughout.
And a timeout called. Baylor will go to huddle up on the left side. It is a battle for the hearts and minds of the Duke fans right now, because this place is encased in Blue Devil blue. The question is, Duke fans, who do you want? What are you looking for? What are you rooting for? We'll find out as we come down the stretch. Timeout on the court. The score, Baylor 71, Mississippi State 70. 1:19 to play. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
All power, zero compromise. Ego cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From blowers and trimmers to mowers and pressure washers.
Hey Insiders, thanks for hanging out with us. Check out our new website, www.torontosportsinsider.com, and check out the link that is in the description as well as in the chat that shows where all of the live viewers are watching from. Go click that link, put yourself on that map, and find out where everyone else is watching from and see where other fans watched previous streams from as well. We'll see you back in the chat. Thanks for checking out our awesome new map feature on our website. Big shout out Level Up SEO. Good job on that one. We'll see you back in the chat. Good luck to your team.
They understand next few possessions. Get downhill, get to the basket. I would like to see them get it in. Norchad Omier has been so dominant on the glass. Either get it to him or allow him to get it off if there is an offensive rebound to be had.
And Baylor has owned the offensive glass. Edgecombe will key it in from under the basket right. He gets it into the hands of Rob Wright III. They'll blitz him on a double team. Jones tracing him in the backcourt. They got to get into the front court, and they do. At the sideline, and a whistle and a foul. Celestine was hit as he was trapped. Just the fourth foul against Mississippi State. So 1:09 to go. No free throws to speak of for Baylor here yet. And the inbound shoved to right, standing at the March Madness logo. He walks to his left, lobs it for Omier in the high post above the foul line. Drop it off Edgecombe in a full sprint. Got down the lane. He scores it and a foul with the left hand. He was in mid-stride, mid-gallop, mid-blitz to the rim for a Baylor lead by 3, 73-70, 59 seconds to go.
Norchad Omier is in the nail spot, middle of the free throw line. Edgecombe with the handoff right off of him.
Now they're going to wave off the basket. Ron Groover punched and said yes, give him the 2. Instead, they're going to say it's a foul on the floor, and Scott Drew and the Baylor bench all are in Cobra mode, their hands on their heads. They initially called that a make.
That's a tough call. It felt like he was in his gather when that foul was being made. Had already picked up the basketball.
Wow. So 20 on the shot clock. The lead is back to 1. Sends it around the arc. It's caught by Love. They're pressing the ball on the dribble. Edgecombe had it pried loose and a foul called on Cameron Matthews, who reached in, just tried to rip it away with fangs out. It looked like it was clean, but he got him with the backhand. One hand on the ball, and, you know, that's the type of thing, if you're a Mississippi State fan, you're like, well, we didn't get the last one. Maybe they gave them that one.
Because that looked like a pretty clean rip. You have 2 white jerseys of Mississippi State collapsing on the drive of Edgecombe.
Now 53.1 to go. Baylor by 1. Inbound floated for Omier. Touch it into the corner for Wright. Now to Edgecombe at the hash mark right. 15 seconds of the shot clock and moving down to 10. Toss it right. Here is Wright. He's hit and fouled by Jones. So now all those fouls to give are gone for Mississippi State. That's number 7, so a 1-and-1 for Rob Wright III. At 43.2 to go.
And I think Sean Jones Jr. may have thought that Mississippi State was still in the mode to give a foul, and that is not what Chris Jans wanted at that moment of the game.
It's a pretty extended reach as the foul shot is good for Wright. I agree with you. It looked like it was intentional the way he reached.
I believe it was.
72-70, Baylor with the lead. 43.2 to go. Newman Goretti High School to Montverde, 2 absolute powerhouses in high school basketball. A national title at Montverde with Cooper Flagg and Liam McNeely among others. Foul shot for Wright is down. Baylor 73-70, 43.2 to go. 2 timeouts remaining for Mississippi State, none for Baylor. Remember, Josh Hubbard has hit 4 threes in this game for Mississippi State. Inbound, rippling to the hands of Claudell Harris Jr., who picks it up with a shoulder-high dribble into the front court for Mississippi State, trailing by 3. He fans it right for Hubbard at the midline. Back to Matthews. He turns, rolls a pass into the post. Murphy spinning, firing, and scoring. It crawled over the rim and down. 29.3 to go. Timeout, Chris Jans and the Bulldogs. 73-72, Baylor with the lead. 29.3 to go in this game, and they went right into the post there and got the mismatch they wanted.
And Mississippi State taking advantage of the size. Murphy has 2 players collapsing around him, but with Edgecombe on him, plenty of size, and he's inside the circle to be able to drop that in the hoop.
Now there's 1 timeout left in this entire game. Mississippi State owns it. Baylor 73, Mississippi State 72, 29.5 to go. If you're Mississippi State here, you've gotten some value out of your pressures so far. The shot clock is off, though. How do you play this defensively, trailing by 1?
I think initially you're going to pick up full court. You're going to try and go for a steal. You're going to try and trap, put on a ton of pressure, see if you can potentially get a 10-second call on Baylor or force a turnover. If not, you're going to have to foul fairly quickly then.
Remember, in 2018, Mississippi State in the NIT had a game winner to beat Baylor in Waco in a home game for the Bears. This has been a closely played, closely knit series all the way throughout, a grand total of 5 games. They should play every year if they're all going to be like this. It's great theater. But Baylor by 1. The huddle continues, arm in arm, Mississippi State standing tall on the right side, trying to bounce back and get their first NCAA tournament win in 17 years. Remember, back in the 90s, 96, they went to the Final Four behind Eric Dampier, among others. This was a very proud program in its 14th NCAA tournament. And we'll see now what Baylor does with this oncoming pressure.
And you already see both teams with 4 players that have double-digit scoring here today. There's been a lot of balance, so there's many places to go. But more than anything, do not underestimate the challenge for Baylor of getting this ball in cleanly with the quickness of Mississippi State and how they can force turnovers.
With no timeouts remaining, Love will key it in. Jones standing vertical at the end line. Inbound goes to Edgecombe. Shirt untucked. He wrestles it free on a bounce pass. It nearly got away. It ends up with Wright spinning out of a double team into the front court. He nearly traveled. He kills the dribble. He tries to get out of a double team. He's holding onto the ball. He rips it free. 5 seconds. No, it's a tie-up. They're going to call a tie-up. Tommy Morrissey had his hand in the air with a palm out that looked like 5 initially. He's going to say tie-up instead, and it's going to go to Baylor with 15.7 to go. It was right in front of us. He had a hand up initially, and Baylor gets a reprieve. They got a foul here at some point. 12 seconds to go. Edgecombe, Mississippi State down by 1, and finally he's fouled. 9.3 to go. Wow, Matthews got a hand on him. They lost 4 seconds or so there.
Too much time there. So again, you try for the 10-second call. You get a player bottled up in Baylor at the corner right over the half-court line. When none of that happens here now in this second possession, you got to foul immediately if you don't get that turnover.
Instead, it's 9.3 to go. We could have a buzzer beater in a big way here for Mississippi State. 73-72, Baylor with the lead. VJ Edgecombe to the foul line. He just went 2 for 2. Big 12 freshman of the year. From the tropical destination of the Bahamas. Anything but laid back here. Foul shot is good. That just snuck over the rim. 74-72. Baylor a 2-point lead. If you're Baylor and you make this free throw, do you think about fouling Mississippi State on the other end so they can't get a 3 off?
That's an option, and you can do that. You just want to make sure that you are very careful and very mindful that no one is in any way near their shooting motion. You imagine that Chris Jans may use his timeout then for advancement.
Free throw is good. 2 for 2 for Edgecombe. 75-72. Baylor the lead. 9.3 to go. Inbound pass, left side flank. Hubbard racing into the front court. Gets it on a handoff for Harris. He pulls for 3 left of the circle for the tie. It's wide to the right and out of bounds. 0.8 to go, and Baylor will have it. Mississippi State did not use the timeout. They were hemmed in at the sideline, and Norchad O'Meara, who was telling his freshman, VJ Edgecombe, this week, You don't know what the tournament's like. O'Meara is the one waving to the Baylor fans to try to get them hooting and hollering here in Raleigh. Wow, they didn't use the timeouts there.
I'm shocked. Obviously, to allow you to draw up a set, sometimes you use that with the trust of your teammates, so you do not, your trust of your team, so you do not have to play against a half-court set. But overall, I would have loved to have seen that timeout for a multitude of reasons here for Mississippi State to get a better, cleaner look.
Ron Groover is at the scorer's table, by the way, to take a look at whether or not there should be more time on the clock. The question is, as the ball came down to the right of the rim off the Hubbard shot, did the first bounce hit the end line? And if not, how much time should be off the clock otherwise? They have it now at 1.1, so 3/10 were added on. Baylor, no timeouts. Love needs to heave it inbounds and get a touch. He finds O'Meara, and a whistle at zeros. Let's see if they have a foul first. Tommy Morrissey blew a whistle. I believe they're going to send O'Meara to the free throw line. Honestly, that looked like an anticipatory whistle. It looked like the horn was going to go off, but there was a whistle in the corner. So O'Meara, with 90 career double-doubles, will go to the free throw line. And they did get a foul with .4. Call it .5. Looking at the replay here, it's the right call. O'Meara at the foul line is 75% free throw shooter. Make one, you win. That is just number 9 against Mississippi State. So a miss here and a rebound. You have to heave it full court and try for the tie.
That's why if you're Norchad O'Meara, you make the first one, and then if that's the case, you try for a miss on the second to take that time off the clock, so Mississippi State has no chance.
One last substitution for Chris Jans, who got a 1-year extension because they made the tournament again. Murphy is in for Jones for some size on the rebound. So O'Meara to the left side lane. He's just lingering, his arms shifting back and forth. They're going to check and see now who the foul was actually on.
Was that the fifth foul of Sean Jones Jr.?
They're going to check and see. If it is on Jones, it is his fifth. And it is. Okay, so that's what it is. That's number 5. They have officially administered that now. They went and checked to the scorebook.
You also do add, to your point, those size with Murphy here under the basket.
Free throw on the way, and rolls off the rim, and the rebound pulled in by Mississippi State, but that is it if they didn't give the timeout. Now they're pointing to the Mississippi State bench and saying timeout. The ball just dribbled off the rim slowly, like it just hung in midair, like gravity stopped for a moment. And they can get a timeout here. Murphy went for the rebound, hauled it in. Chris Jans immediately called the timeout, and we'll see how much time is remaining on the clock. For Baylor fans who are just like, what else can go weird for us this year? We lose guys over and over again. 14% of the time, we have our entire complement of players. Now it's going to be .2, which there's no time for a catch and shoot at .2, so you've got to fling it up like a one-timer.
On top of the fact that you're down 3, so this isn't a toss it towards the rim, a tip in for 2. Extremely challenging look for a win here from Mississippi State if you do tip it to get it up from 3.
Chris Jans is in his huddle miming what you have to do. He's like little bunny hops to show his team how you get the ball up into the air in time.
More than anything for Baylor, you cannot have a misstep where you somehow foul anyone in the act of tossing up this prayer of a 3.
The inbound will come in front of the Baylor cheerleaders on the left side. Matthews backtracks to the end line. He'll key it in. .2 left. Mississippi State down by 3. Matthews fakes it to Hubbard, sends it to Hubbard, who will catch and heave from the midline. They'll wave it off. It would not have counted. And this long and winding road to start the day in the 8-9 game goes to Baylor. The Bears, 75-72. Capital S, survive.
I tell you, if this is any indication of what this day is about to hold, we've got a good one ahead of us. Give credit to Baylor. They did all the little things. They dominated the glass. They hit it on the inside, just enough three-point shooting. But for the Mississippi State Bulldogs, there was a level of resiliency in how they fought back to put themselves in position for this one. Execution by the Bears was the finisher.
They've seen so much NCAA tournament. Baylor as a coaching staff, as a group, Jeremy Roach as well. But these freshmen were outstanding, and Norchad Omier once again just takes care of business. As we check some of the stats, sponsored by Intuit TurboTax. Now Taxes is getting a TurboTax live expert to do your taxes for you. Now this is Taxes. This was only once a double-figure lead. That's the big stat of this game, is that 60-49, the 11-point lead, was pretty much all you're going to get in terms of separation. Mississippi State had to grind it out. Norchad Omier ends up putting up big numbers again. And for this Mississippi State team, the offensive glass was a major issue, and we expected that coming in.
We expected that coming in. What I think Mississippi State hoped for was to force a few more turnovers from Baylor and take away a lot of their threats. It was the balance, though, by the Bears and what they brought offensively. And for Mississippi,
Hey, you! Yeah, you! This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Are you checking your bracket during the commercial break like the rest of us? Thanks for chatting it up and enjoying this March Madness live hangout with us. So why...
Hey, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. Please take a second, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single college basketball game of March Madness. Every single game. Speaking of which, I've got to start that next stream right now. We'll see you back in the chat. Good luck to your team.
How does he do it? How does he do it?
How does he do it? Just will, effort, and the grace of God.
what do you tell yourselves about the offensive glass? Because obviously Omier is a big part of that, but everyone is able to attack in that way.
You know, the offensive glass is where the toughest teams win at. You know, defensive glass is easier because you have inside position, but the offense takes more effort, and that's what we preach every day.
Congratulations, Langston. Welcome back.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Langston Love of the Baylor Bears, double-figure day for him, and he's going to go celebrate with his team.
It was an impressive showing by him, and there's a good balance of veteran presence, as you talked about, but also the youth that Wright brought, that Edgecombe brought, and I think everyone collectively was able to bring that to the show here today.
Final score from here in Raleigh goes Baylor's way, 75-72, knocking out Mississippi State to take on either Duke or Mount St. Mary's, who are warming up right now. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
The Jeep Celebration event is your chance to start a brand new adventure with great deals on our legendary Go Anywhere, Do Anything SUVs, like the Grand Cherokee.